Sunday evening, Glock hit 6. DC Wolf grabbed the mic, spit them Auburn tricks. War Eagle chant echo through the mix. On that YouTube channel, Golf Sports, get your fix. Huddle up, game day replays. Highlights on deck, watch them Tigers amaze. From the field to the court, stories that blaze. DC Wolf's got the scoop, so tune in, press play. Huddle up, game day replays. Highlights on deck, watch them Tigers amaze. From the field to the court, stories that blaze. DC Wolf's got the scoop, so tune in, press play. Auburn Addicts, every move, every play. DC Wolf got the news, best believe what he say. Sunday evening 6, catch the live display. War Eagle in the house, show him the way. Recaps and stats break down so neat. From the fans in the stands to the players in cleats. Orange and blue, we never face defeat. Sunday night swag can't be beat. DC Wolf, he's the GOAT, no debate. All the big plays, in on tape. From Toomer's corner to Jordan Harrier gate. Auburn reigns supreme, checkmate. Got the interviews, got the insider's view. When it's Sunday at 6, Wolf's gon' come through. For the fans and the fam, it's a Bama coup. Smashing that subscribe, Wolf's crew grew. Smashing that subscribe, Wolf's crew grew.
What's up? Welcome in. Auburn News Today, aka Have You Heard? I got my man, that Ice Cold Brothers in the house, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited to get into this recruiting with this man. What's going on with Auburn, Nick? What's going on, man? I can't wait to talk to you, man. What's up? Talk to me, Nick. What's up?
Yeah, man. You know what recruiting looking like at Auburn right now?
What it looking like, Nick? What is it looking like?
The last episode of The Fresh Prince, when Will was just standing in the middle of the living room. And everybody had left, and he was the only one still there.
Yes, sir.
That's what
that episode. Right, that was a sad episode.
Yeah,
that was a sad episode, man. Very sad episode.
Well, that's funny to me.
I'm gonna give you another Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episode that reminds me of when Will Daddy was like,
yeah, that one too.
Why you don't want me, man?
That's it right there.
That's
man.
what I'm saying to these recruits, man. Why they don't want us, Nick?
Yeah, this is
right,
interesting, man. Information I have gotten is interesting about what's happening.
That's what's up, man. We're gonna get into that, man. We're gonna dive into that, man. But first, man, welcome in Auburn News Today, ladies and gentlemen. We are live on the YouTube, man. And Nick, we got Jonathan Taylor, who's in the house, man.
Well, JT,
the man who sounds like a blues singer, Jonathan Taylor. So Hugh is not really recruiting well, so he better be good at actually coaching.
In Soul Heaven, that's what he is. Soul Heaven. Taylor, Johnny Taylor. That's what it is. Johnny
Taylor. That is it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Johnny Taylor. What's up, Jonathan? How you doing today, man?
It's Soul Heaven. Hey, wasn't Johnny Taylor part of the Soul Stirrers at one point in time singing gospel music?
Ooh, I have no idea, man. We need to find that out, man. Hey, man, appreciate y'all coming in, man. Share, like, man. Let everybody know we live, man. You know what I'm saying? We going all over the world, man. We going all over the world.
Trying to
today, man. You know what I'm saying? Going worldwide with your sharing ability. Use your fingers and share. We got Tight Sports, the Alabama Football Mega Cast. I like that title, man. The Alabama Football Mega Cast. Hi, guys. I'm just here to learn since my squad is ignorant and flying blind through the NIL Valley. Hey, man, we're going to get into that, man. We're going to, you know what I'm saying? I know y'all want to get into that, but you know what I'm saying? We got to handle some business first. We got to get into some recruiting. We got to talk about how we got where we are. You know what I'm saying? Felix the cat. The cat is in the house, man. What it do, fellas, man? Felix, as long as you here, we all right. We going to be all right, man, Felix. Jonathan says, we got to welcome my people in the chat, man. They got to know what my people in the chat. What are they saying, man? By the way, tune in with no power, electricity, wire snap. What?
Ooh, what? How that happened? A storm, or I think it was a storm.
Hey, be safe out there, man.
Yeah, be safe
out there, bro. Be safe out there, man. Hey, man, that's a sacrifice, man. Appreciate you tuning in, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Get to the good stuff. I have to correct Kayla and DeBoer's destructive methods. Okay, we're gonna talk about that, man. We're gonna talk about We're gonna talk about NIL, go recruiting and all that stuff, man. We're gonna get to that, man. Just trying to get my people in, catch up tight, and y'all, I have a question, okay? And Tight says you mentioned Johnny Taylor, and I start smelling fish. I don't know what that means. Dracar
and Mad Dog 2020.
Mad Dog 2020.
That is what he's trying to.
Lord Jesus, I want y'all to argue who is better at each sports: basketball, football, softball, track, volleyball, baseball. It's no comparison, man. It's no comparison. All right, Nick, let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. People, let's get to it. The show map for the day. Let's do some recruiting. We're going to talk some wide receivers. We're going to talk some ratings, Nick. We're going to talk some EA Sports ratings. We're going to talk some NFL ratings, man. We're going to see how our wide receiver room, our dynamic wide receiver room stacks up to people who are actually drafted. I think that'll be interesting, man. And we're going to talk about some Nike, man. We just moved to Nike, which is great. It's official.
Happened Tuesday.
And, Nick, I want you to think on this.
Okay.
And this is what Tight is talking about. This is what everybody want to know. Is Auburn just dumb and stupid? Right? Is Auburn just dumb, or are they smart? Are they the smartest person in the classroom, or are they the dumbest person in the classroom? That's the question of the week, man. Everybody's melting down right now, Nick, trying to find the answer to that question. And we'll get to that. But first, let's talk some recruiting, Nick.
All right, let's get to it.
Did we not we lost a receiver this week, right?
Denarius Gray. That was the last one I remember.
Yeah, who did we lose him to, Nick?
Denarius Gray, he went to Kentucky.
Lord have mercy.
Left Auburn. He decommitted from Auburn and went to Kentucky. Okay. Potentially, you could potentially see another guy. I'm not gonna say who, but you potentially could see another guy decommit this week.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Say it ain't so.
I hope it ain't so.
Yeah, I hope it's not so. So we've had four decommits in the last 30 days at least, man. And I think all of them maybe like 4-star athletes, man. They were blue chip athletes. So
they are.
Woo, there were 2 linebackers, 4-star linebackers, and 2 4-star receivers, man.
Yep. 2 of them gone. Like that.
Yes.
Just gone, children. They gone. They gone, children.
Auburn family, I am here to cheer you up. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if you can cheer it up from that,
okay.
But Jesus Christ, Lord.
Okay, man. Football recruiting, man. We're still going backwards, man. We jumped up to 70-something last week, and we slid backwards after the grade decommitted back to 85, man. We are at number 85, guys. And my man Hugh Freeze does not sound worried at all. We got a commitment. Wide receiver Kentrell White, baby.
Your wide receiver tight end.
Converting to tight end. 6'4", 210, baby. I'm excited, Nick. He's gonna be a matchup nightmare out of Midtown, Georgia, baby.
Yeah, that's a
big body receiver, man. You know that's Hugh Freeze type with these tight ends, the Rivaldo Fairweather type. You know, the type that can split out. He'll go get him an inline every now and then, but he like the big tight end, the mismatch. You know what I'm saying? The split out, Rivaldo Fairweather type. You know
yeah, I'm excited, but you know, it's just baffling to me a little bit. You know, and we're gonna get into it later on. It's just baffling.
Okay, I got it.
To me, but
man, welcome Kentrell White. Welcome to the Auburn family, man. Welcome to the Auburn family, man. I think the man's a 3-star right now, but I think when it's all said and done, man, at the end, I think he has the potential to be a 4-star. Receiver. So welcome to the family. We do have a commit, and we are up to number 85, ladies and gentlemen. We can only go up, I guess. Well, no, let me not say that. I said
that. Don't say that.
Last week, I think I said that. But just hold on, everybody. Be encouraged. Hold on.
We're trying to be, man.
Be encouraged, man. Y'all hold on, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get to that, man. Let's talk wide receivers, man. This is something to be encouraged about.
Okay.
Our wide receiver room, Nick.
Yeah, that is something to be happy about. I tell you that.
It is, man. It's something to be happy about. In our wide receiver room, let's catch y'all up, man. Who we have, Nick? Talk to me.
Yeah, you got a young man by the name of Cam Coleman who's in that room. You also have a young man by the name of Malcolm Simmons in that room. Perry Thompson is in that room as well. Who else do we have in that room? Horatio Fields is in that room. Eric Singleton, who a lot of people are excited about, is in that room. Sam Turner, one of the guys that was in this previous recruiting class who a lot of people were excited about. He's in that room as well. So I mean, you have a lot of great talent, a lot of great, I'm not gonna say experience, but you do have some experience with Eric Singleton and Horatio Fields, but you have a lot of great potential in that room to where this potentially could be. I think probably the best receiving room in the country when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I think so, man. You add in Bryce Kane, man. You said Eric Singleton, Eric and Derek Smith, man, the twins, man.
That part too. Yeah, they on. I think they on campus now.
Yeah, they're on campus now.
Yeah.
So, man, we got a loaded wide receiver room, man, and that was kind of. We'll talk about this later too. That was part of Hugh Freeze's spiel to talking about recruiting, and why he's not recruiting. Okay, let me get back. Let me catch us up, Nick. You know what I'm saying? While Nick is getting excited over what's going on.
I'm trying to, man. But these past 2 weeks have been some of the rough weeks as an Auburn fan. I'm just gonna be honest with you, but it is.
I got you, man. I got you. I understand, man, and that's understandable. Tight say what's up, everybody. You know what I'm saying?
The Huggy here. What up, Huggy?
What's up, Huggy? How you doing, man? We just talking about some recruiting, man. We got a new tight end recruit. Go ahead.
Make sure y'all go over there and go on Huggy's Facebook page. I think it's his old Facebook page, and go friend Huggy because Huggy be going live. Huggy be talking. Huggy be talking, bro.
Yeah,
Huggy will go into sports, then he'll go into some philosophical stuff. Then he'll get into some stuff that happened back in 1993. Then he'll get into, man. Shout out to Huggy, man. Huggy,
yeah, man. I was listening to Huggy a lot. Huggy say he was in. I didn't know Huggy was in band class. Huggy, you didn't say the instrument you played in band class, man. That's what that's what I want to know, Huggy. What instrument was Huggy playing in band class? Nick, okay, before we go forward, and we go keep going because we just got to recruit him, but just talking to my people, man. What instrument would you say Huggy played without looking at anything? What instrument did Huggy play?
I think Huggy probably played. You talking about in band class or in the
in band class? In band class. Yes.
I would probably say Huggy probably played either. He looked like
okay.
He was probably a tuba player.
Okay. I say I thought the same thing, Nick. I thought the same thing, but I'm gonna go with, because Huggy's smooth like that, I'm gonna go with a saxophone player.
Saxophone?
Yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go with a saxophone guy.
I can see the saxophone too.
We'll go to
you know what? I can also see Huggy possibly playing the snare drum. I can also see him being on the snare drum.
Yeah. I
can see him being a snare drum.
I can see that. That's what's up, man.
I'm
y'all
check the snare drum. One of them.
Yeah. Y'all check Huggy out, please. Check Huggy out, man. Oh man, tight man, for real, man. I'm glad you said that, man. Prayers to the flooded impact folks in East Texas. Yes, man. Yes. A lot of casualties out there, man. So prayers up to those guys. Nick, he says, Nick, Contreras, your guy. Nick, you are in the dentist chair. Excited, man. No. Somebody got y'all at 90. That's good. We can't, go. That's going backwards. So that's okay. Huggy is messing up my show, Iron Bowl Debates, which happens every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Yes, it does, man. Y'all check us out this week, man. We're going to get into this college football, SEC football, man.
Yeah, we getting closer.
Yes, sir, man. We less than 50 days away.
Yeah, less than 50. We got this week, and then we got the next is SEC Media Day, so that's low-key kind of the unofficial start of football season.
Yes, sir. Oh, man. And then the EA Sports game coming out tonight, man, so I'll be up at midnight till midnight.
Oh, that's right. Early releases. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'll be up all night tonight.
I'm trying to stay away.
Yes, sir. And Tiger and Huggy going back and forth. He said, check your sneakers, man. Check your sneakers, man.
Check your sneakers,
Tight says he said saxophone. Tight say he think Huggy plays saxophone.
Okay. Like he said,
I played trumpet.
You played the trumpet.
I played baritone for a few songs. Hey man, I played baritone too, man, and trumpet. I played trumpet and baritone. Huggy, my man.
That's what's up there. That's what's up there.
I played trumpet and baritone, man, and tuba, and drums.
He should play every instrument. That what it was.
Auburn just picked up Jacob Matthew from Texas A&M. Big pickup. What? Nick, look it up. We are excited. Woo! Nick, look. What is it? Who is he? Jacob Matthew.
That happened this past week. Yeah, he was I think he's a cornerback. from Texas.
Oh, you talking about the safety? Okay, yeah. You talking about the safety, the former
yeah,
5-star
five-star.
safety?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. For sure. I forgot about him. I apologize, man. Mr. Matthews. That's right. Picked him up by the way of the transfer portal. Hey, by the way, USA Soccer and Golf Cup final.
That's what's up. That's pretty
up.
good. That's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, my parents live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. They getting a lot of rain, man. Prayers out to them, man. Prayers out to them. Gold, man. That's what's up. It looked like I did after I watched the documentary on artificial chicken.
The chicken ain't real, man. It ain't real.
Oh man. DC, remember them days at Tucker Batchy we thought we endured? Yeah, some crazy storms we did, man. Yeah. Did you go to camp? That's Boy Scouts camp Tucker Batchy.
Yeah, Mr. Burns and all that.
Yeah, camp Tucker Batchy, Boy Scouts.
Y'all don't know I'm an Eagle Scout, by the way.
Yeah, I am too, Nick.
I'm my Eagle Scout. I did.
Yeah.
If you go to Tuskegee, we did our Eagle Scout project. We did a fitness trail around Tuskegee.
Okay, that's what's up, man.
But I think Troop 70's campsite was either Camp 12 or Camp 11. It was like the furthest one away from like the mess.
Okay, that's what's up.
It's crazy.
We had one of the first one when we was out there, man. So
shout out to Tucker.
I mean, that's what's up, man. We was all in the same troop, man.
I wonder do they still do summer camps at Tucker Batchy?
I wouldn't doubt it, man. Did you do Order of Arrow? I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna keep going.
I did the first round. The first round, I didn't go past like Brotherhood.
Okay.
I stopped at the day. Like I did the part where we had to go out and like spend the night in the woods, make our own shelter.
Yeah, that's
make our own food. After that, I ain't going further.
You said you're done after that.
After that, I got the little white sash with the arrow, and that was it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. I'm gonna be cheering for the soccer team. Me too, man. We all cheering for the soccer team. And I heard Trump at DC. That wasn't it. Baritone was much better. Man, stop it, tight. Stop it. The drum major was the best though. The drum major was the best though.
I have no idea. I wasn't in the band.
Drum major was the best though. Like you say, he was a bad man on that brass, man. I also played guitar. Just having it a long time. I was he learned bass and drums. So we close, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to, Tight always firing shots, man. That's in his nature, man. If he wasn't an Alabama fan, he wouldn't be doing that. And he can play this year too. Okay, watch out for this guy Matthew. He was with DJ's defense, and DJ was with him at A&M. Yeah. Absolutely, man. Former 5-star recruit. Who say he's ready to redeem himself, man. He say he ready to redeem himself, man, and get back on the field. He say they are kind of incrementally getting him in shape, getting him back in football shape, man. So
that's good. That's good.
Hugh Freeze say this man can be a star. So it's always good to have a former 5-star just kind of waiting in the wings to go with Fagans, you know what I'm saying? To go with my man Crawford.
Could he potentially be playing like that Jaron Thompson role this year?
Yeah, he say he played strong, free, nickel. He say he played it all, man.
No, I'm talking about I'm talking about he's playing like that, you know, that bridge role between players.
Yeah.
He probably, I think he got a year left, maybe a year or two.
Yeah, he might have 2 years. Yeah. And so and he knows the defense already. So man, just an older guy, man, to bring in. Sylvester done played a lot last year. You know what I'm saying? So, but still having an older guy is great, man, because you still have Winners and Fagans who are like, man, babies. But you know what I'm saying? I heard they can put them pads on somebody.
They can ball.
Yes, sir. All right, Nick.
Yep.
Let's go with wide receiver ratings, man.
Okay.
Let's nerd out a little bit.
All right, let's take a look at it.
Check it out. We said this last week, man. Auburn, and we just said Auburn has the number 2 wide receiver room in the whole United States of America. That means in the whole country, in the whole world. We got the number 2 wide receiver room in the whole galaxy, Nick. So, yes, sir. So, all right, now let's see how our prospects stack up to NFL drafts.
All right, let's take a look.
This is nerd out. For context, McMillan was a first rounder.
Yep.
Igbokwe was a first rounder. So,
by the way, McMillan went to the Panthers. Just saying.
Yes. And Luther Burden, second round. So those first two are first round, Luther Burden second round. So offense.
You write this down so I can remember.
Offense 84.1 and receiving 85.8. That's their PFF scores for their draft scores. So Igbokwe 79.5 offensive score, 82.4 receiving. All right. Luther Burton, which was a second rounder, his grades 77.7 offensive grade, 80.2 receiving. And we did this exercise on the offensive line, our quarterbacks. Just you have to go back in the videos. We kind of to compare our talent to see where it is as far as NFL talent, how close we are. All right. Horatio.
Yeah, that is I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised.
66.3, 65.4. The question is, I think, man, those are not bad grades, man.
But
those are not bad grades.
But the thing you gotta understand too is like Horatio was not like the number one guy for Wake Forest last year either. You know, he wasn't the number one option on that team. You know, he was definitely a red zone type guy. So his usage numbers and his numbers like that are not going to be as high as what a McMillan or a Buka was. Even though Jeremiah Smith was on that team for Ohio State, his numbers not going to be that high. So
yeah, I mean, and what me and Bubba was had to remind people as far as these PFF scores are concerned, a 66 is not like in school a D. You know what I'm saying?
No,
because like once you like get into the high 70s and 80s, man, those when you get into that 80 threshold, because Connor Lew was right at that 79 threshold, man. And those when you start getting in those the 80s and up, man, those are first round grades, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of graded a little different, but when you know if they get in the 70s and high 70s, man, your draft, that's kind of those are draft numbers. So you saw with the guy in the second round, he was right at 77 and 80.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then his EA Sports rating last year on the game was 76. Nick, what do you think his rating will be this year?
I mean, probably. I mean, he'll probably get boosted up like a 78.
Okay,
maybe a 70, maybe a 79, but I think probably something in that 78 range.
Yeah, I'm thinking like 78 too. I'm thinking 78.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the Perry Thompson.
Yeah, see this is the thing like that. See, this is hard to do for him because he didn't play much last year.
Absolutely.
So you can't. So basically, you grade him off of basically like just measurables.
Yeah,
you know, stuff like that. I mean, and for him to be that high on measurables in the 78 last year, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man. If a Pro Football Focus score, you know what I'm saying, being graded by, you know what I'm saying, NFL stats at a 64 and a 63, man, that's pretty good with not getting as much run as he got. You know what I'm saying? True. So I'm expecting that number to drop exponentially this year.
I mean, you look at him compared to Fields, who we just had up. You know, a guy that was on the field a lot, even though he wasn't the number one guy. And then Perry Thompson didn't really play at all.
Right.
And those numbers are almost comparable to each other. So
absolutely, man.
Like, what would it be if he actually got on the field? Like, I'm interested to see what Cam Coleman's numbers are when we get to it.
Okay. We getting there. We going. All right, man. And I think you're gonna be shocked too, by some numbers. So what do you think Perry jumps to? I gotta go 80, 81. For EA Sports, he'll jump to this year.
I think he stayed at 78.
You really do? Okay.
Yeah, 78, 79.
All right. When I find out, I'll let you know.
Even though the ratings are already out, it's actually hilarious. But
the ratings out.
Yeah, ratings been out.
I know the top 10 ratings out. I look for like their ratings, but
they've been leaked. They've been leaked.
Cool. Okay, what is Cam Coleman?
Cam Coleman's at 89.
Okay, and what do you think about his prospects numbers are great?
89 or 88, one of them.
I think it was 89. And he was 83 last year. So that's a big jump.
That's a really big jump.
But he still wasn't in the top 10, bro. He wasn't in the top 10 of receivers.
I mean, I'm not surprised.
EA Sports.
I'm not surprised by that. That's not surprising.
That was surprising to me, man.
Not at me. I mean, because when you look at, I mean, if we gonna be objective about Cam Coleman last year, he didn't really start coming on to the end of the year. Sure. I mean, for a guy that had a lot of hype, you know, under 600 yards, right at 600 yards receiving, I think he would have had 8 touchdowns. I mean, but then you compare him to Jeremiah Smith, who had almost 1,200 yards receiving last year, and I believe you had double the touchdowns almost. I mean, you look at that, you sitting there looking at him like that's probably the right number. He probably should be in the top 10. You know, just based off what he did with him being on the field a lot. So I mean, you got to be honest. We got to be objective and honest about it. And like what we are looking at Cam Coleman on is what we project him to do, not what he did. Jeremiah Smith being a 90, almost a 98, 99 on EA Sports is justified because of what he did.
No, I don't. Yeah, I agree with you. Jeremiah should be number one. Ain't no doubt about it. You know what I'm saying? No doubt about it, man. You know what I'm saying? I think in my opinion, no slight to Ryan Williams, Jeremiah is in a class by himself. He should have been on the cover by himself, bro. Because it's not a because they got Ryan Williams is rated like the second receiver.
Second receiver, yeah.
He's not in that dude arena universe. I'm serious. That dude is by himself, man. That guy, Jeremiah, that's to me, he's just by himself, man.
I mean, if Cam Coleman gets production that he has this year, he can definitely have a Jeremiah S type year, or definitely be comparable to him. But we're just being real. Like what we saw last year, he didn't start coming on to like the last 4 games of the season. Let's just be honest about that.
But those are really good numbers, man, for a freshman. Those are, you know what I'm saying? He's almost
he almost in the second range.
He almost in the second round range, bro, as a freshman. So that was no overstatement when we were talking about. Remember, we did ratings last year when they were freshmen. You was like, he's an NFL receiver right now.
Oh, so, I still believe that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go with my man, Malcolm Simmons. Look at the grades.
Look at that. See this right here. See, you know what? This
kind of shocked me. I wasn't expecting that.
This does not shock me at all. This right here. Okay, so if his numbers are here, this right here does not shock me, because Malcolm Simmons and Eric Singleton pro numbers. If you look at NFL receivers in the league now, they resemble what NFL receivers are now. You look at a Puka Nacua for the Rams. You know, excuse me. You look at my boy from the Bears. What's the one that was with us at the Panthers? I can't remember these dudes' names off the top of my head. Please forgive me. When you look at these type of receivers, they are almost kind of like utility type receivers. They can kind of do everything. They kind of can. You can almost line them up in the backfield and just hand the ball off that kind of way as well too. You can run them on jet sweeps. You can run them short. They can run, like, if he's taught the full route tree, Malcolm Simmons can run the entire route tree. He can run 1 through 9. You know what I'm saying? He can run short, medium, and long. That's just how dynamic he is. And looking at those numbers right there, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not surprised at him being rated higher than Cam Coleman, because what Cam Coleman to me as an NFL type guy, we just haven't seen it yet. He's more of like the big play type guy, whereas Malcolm Simmons can be like your Wes Welker, Danny Amendola, Puka Nacua type receivers in the league and things and stuff like that. You can almost line him up at the X, and he can run a 9 route, and then you can line him up at the F, and he can run a straight shallow drag across the middle of the field. So I'm not surprised by that at all. Not surprised at all.
Yeah, man. It's him and Eric Singleton in the slot, man. They put them in the slot. If they go wide, man, and have Cam on the outside, man, Horatio, or if Perry steps up to that, outside receiver position, they could do some serious damage, man. They could do some serious damage. And my boy Brandon Frazier at tight end. Remember that name.
Man, you on the Brandon Frazier train? You gonna see what happens.
I'm on Brandon Frazier for trade like your Mississippi State, man.
Mississippi State gonna win 6 games, though. That's all I'm saying. He's gonna win 6 games.
All right. This is the actual score for Eric Singleton.
Yeah. No, Eric Singleton's 93.
No, he's a 92.
92 on the game?
He's a 92. I just looked at it. Man, and Keldrick Faulk was listed at top 5 at his position, too. He's a 93. Keldrick Faulk.
That's who's 93. That's right.
Yeah. What was his grades, man? They got about the same grades. It's crazy.
Basically.
Yeah.
And see, this makes sense. Like, if you see Eric Singleton and you see Malcolm Simmons, that just tells you what the NFL is looking for. They're looking for guys that can do everything, not just one thing really well. They want a guy that can kind of do, everything pretty good. And both of these guys do that. Like, I'm telling you this year, like I said, shout out to Auburn Express, man. They had went live on Instagram, and I said, don't be surprised if Eric Singleton ends up leading the team in receptions and yards this year.
Okay.
Like, I
wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't.
I won't be surprised if he ends up leading Auburn in receptions and total yards overall. He might be the leading receiver this year for Auburn, and I wouldn't be surprised if Cam Coleman ends up being number 3 on that list behind Malcolm Simmons.
Yeah. It wouldn't shock me. That would be wild, man. But it wouldn't shock me, man. It wouldn't shock me at all either. All right, we with Nike, Nick.
Man, boy, I hope they don't have the rip away jerseys like they did. Hey, you know what? Hey, I'm just saying. Hey, do y'all remember when Zion was playing basketball and he had on the Nike shoes and the Nike shoes blew up? Nike that night sent people from Oregon to Duke that night to get it. Yes.
Wow.
They put them on a plane that night. Like the next day, they was there trying to make sure like everything was good, bro. I don't know. I'm gonna be real with you. I kind of like Under Armour. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I kind of like Under Armour. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Really?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
You never disappointed. Okay.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm not against Nike. I like Nike. Okay. Nike has the cool factor. Under Armour just isn't cool.
Okay.
You know, they're just not the cool brand. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. I like Nike's wear better. I like Nike gear, man. A lot of Nike stuff, man, has this like quality feel about it, man. I don't know. Yeah, man, to me.
Okay.
You know, to me. Like their jumpers and all, stuff, they just have like a quality, it feels more quality to me, man. And y'all can tell me how y'all feel, man.
I just think it's just Under Armour not having the cool factor. That's all I think it is. I really just think I just think Nike is the cool thing, the cool place to be. That's it.
Let's catch up, Nick, on our family. See what they saying, man. They got a lot to say right now.
All right.
Felix says, and he can play this year too. We're talking about the DB that Auburn just got in the portal. Watch out for Guy Matthews. He was with DJ's defense when DJ was at A&M. Yes, absolutely, man. Rand Stokes. What's up, Mr. Stokes? How you doing, Rand? People keep saying it's a winning issue, but Sacramento State is higher than us in recruiting right now. Mississippi State is not a winning issue. I don't know what the problem is, though. We're going to get to that. I don't think it's a winning issue either, be honest with you, because we lost a receiver to Kentucky and to Florida State, and both of them have worse records than we had last year. So it's not a winning thing. Rand Stokes, Auburn is ranked lower than Herky and Hornet. What?
Herky the Hornet.
You got to be lying. Iron Bowl going to be a 2B next year. Okay. Hey, man, these players that you getting right now not playing in the fall, remember that. So don't get too caught up into this like right now, because these players are not even going to be playing in the fall. Hey, guys, any recruiting stats? No, it's me. No. We have no recruiting stats. This is not Iron Bowl debate. So, you know what I'm saying? I wield a really big hammer over here today. You know what I'm saying? With dealing with Alabama fans, because this is Auburn Addicts, not Iron Bowl debate. So,
oh boy. Oh man.
But like Nick just said, he was good in the red zone. Great pickup. Yes.
Shout out to Horatio.
Yeah, Horatio. Yeah. He might be the surprise of the, I heard Yellow Fella was filing for bankruptcy. No, not at all, man. He said, that's what I'm saying. I don't know why our recruiting is so bad after top 10 classes, and everyone is acting like we're gonna pull it together, but I doubt it right now.
That right there. That
okay.
Part.
Any news on Mississippi State recruiting? We don't follow Mississippi State recruiting. Oh heck no. Come on, 83. He's gonna be better this year. I say at least 87, 89.
Yeah, he's an 89 in the game. Yeah, I'm saying Cam Coleman was 89.
Yeah, that was last year. So we were just kind of guessing what he will be this year.
Yep. He's 89. He's 89 in the game.
I think most of our receivers will go down in rating over the season, not because they aren't good, but because we have so much talent that is going to be hard to get them the stats. That makes sense, man.
It's a good point. It's a good point, right?
Yeah. Good point. It's me. Say what numbers between 4 and 6? I guess 5. It's me. He's talking about Auburn losing 5 games this year.
Yeah,
of course that's the Alabama fan, and he, you know what I'm saying, he gonna get the boot in a minute. Because this is not Iron Bowl debate. It's me. we get Bama fans the boot over here, brother. The reason recruiting is down after 2 good recruiting classes is because of you are selling a vision to recruits and they are not seeing on the field or in the record they are not going to come.
Shout out to His Royal Highness King Richard.
I gotta get him some music, man. I gotta get some music. Man, okay. Felix says I'm with Nick on that. Malcolm is a Swiss Army knife. Yeah, Malcolm, that dude. I used to think the same thing, Richard, but then I looked at the Sacramento State, Mississippi State, FSU, Kentucky, a little teams A little of teams with worse records than us last are killing us in recruiting. Yes, a lot. That's what I'm stumbling over. Thanks for the correction, Rand. Cause you had me stumbling. Sorry, Nick, but Under Armour sucks. LOL the shoes.
I'm sorry. I'm with
you, man. I'm with you, bro. I'm
with
you, Felix. I'm with you, Felix.
I'm not sitting here saying I won't buy Nike stuff, but I'm just looking at what I've seen Nike jerseys do, especially because the NBA uses Nike jerseys. Some of them use Jordan brand stuff.
Yeah,
and I've seen a lot of.
I like Jordan brand too. Jordan
brand probably better. See, I would have preferred Jordan brand. I would have preferred Auburn going to Jordan brand.
Yeah, me too. For sure.
But a lot of them jerseys was ripping away in the NBA and in football, because the football got a Nike deal with football too. I was like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, Nike Jordan brand. Jordan feels. Yeah, I like Jordan too. I would have rather them had Jordan too, man. For real. Huggy said, "You remember the breakaway jersey or Campbell getting his jersey ripped off doing the game?"
That's what we about to see.
Yeah.
Jerseys,
What's
baby.
up, Connie War Eagle?
Bro, Connie, my favorite Auburn fan. What up, Connie?
Connie, how you doing, man? Nike's on the comeback, on them kids back. Hey, man.
Oh,
everybody
boy.
Speaking. DC getting answer. I ain't getting answer, man. Ain't no way, man. Leprechaun said Mississippi Miss State sucks. What? Nick? Yeah, that's you, man. What's up, Alan Berry? How you doing?
I like that logo. Mississippi State in the bowl game. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, man.
Shout out
like that logo. I wouldn't mind having that on the side of the helmet too, man. King Richard had Boise winning the chip last year.
Did he? No, I don't remember King Richard saying that, man. I don't remember.
Saw the argument. I might get kicked out this stream, but can I keep it a buck with these new uniforms? Okay, okay. Hold on. Yeah, you ain't gonna get kicked out. Get musty, man. Come on, man.
I think Get Musty is on the side that I'm on. I don't think he likes the uniform.
Just hold up a second. They speak at each other. He said, I mean, it's not, I don't like Under Armour. It's just about the fit for me. I agree with that. And I like Nike because they made.
Man, chill out, is me. Chill out, bro. Chill out. Hey, chill out with that, is me. Chill out with that. Chill out.
Speaking of the uniform, look at those beautifuls. Look at those beautiful uniforms.
They look the same. All you just changed was literally they look the same. All that changed on it was the Nike sign.
That's
literally, they don't look no different, bro. The helmets are still Revos or Evolution.
They're not changing the helmet. Maybe the visors.
Yeah, the visors gonna change to Nike. But the thing is, bro, like the uniforms look the same. All you did was just change the logo.
I think the.
And the actual balls that they use, because they're gonna use Nike basketballs and Nike footballs now.
I see they went back to the big block numbers on the back, and you see it's kind of like you see the jerseys look a little more quality. You see the neck piece.
They don't. They look the same.
Neck piece, Nick. Look at the stitching.
Things look the same, bro. I'm gonna
no, man. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, man. If you look at now the design is the same, but the stitching and the neck piece and all that stuff.
Oh my God, the stitching. Who gonna be looking at the stitching during the game?
It looks more quality, Nick. It
ain't quality. Now when them jerseys start breaking away during the game, I want people to be saying the same thing.
See what I'm saying?
When they break away,
you see the neck. What I'm saying, you see the neck design around the neck. It is they did something there.
Let's be real. Let's be real about this Nike. Let's be
real about this
Nike. Let's be real about this Nike partnership.
This
Nike partnership was to help with recruiting, and it has not helped so far. That's all I'm gonna say.
They're definitely gonna help in basketball, though.
Oh, definitely basketball. Yeah, with the AAU going circuit.
Yeah,
what? Please believe a lot of guys. We woo.
So
we had 2 national championships in the next 5 years. Let me go ahead.
No, so you don't like the Nike logo, because that's really all that changes the logo, really.
No, I mean, no. Okay, so all right, here's the thing. Let's be real about it. I have no problems with Nike as the company overall. Yeah. If I had a preference between the two, just based off of which one I would wear, I would probably choose Under Armour over Nike. I probably would.
Why?
But I like I said earlier, I would choose Jordan brand over both of them.
Why? But they were. But what I'm saying,
Jordan Brand is like a subsidiary of Nike.
It's just cooler, is what you're saying. Because
Nike's
honestly,
just cooler, bro. That's
okay. I got that. To me, Nike is just cooler because I mean, honestly, we like really like just having a debate over logos because, bro, they are not changing the uniform.
They not.
Period. That's not changing.
That's all we do. But
you know, all we're doing is just like really like debating over a logo.
No, what we debating over. See, what this is a business decision. This is a business decision, basically knowing that Nike has marketed itself as the brand that everybody wants or everybody wants to be associated with.
Absolutely, man.
So, and then like when you've marketed yourself as the brand that everybody wants to be associated with, and then when you've had schools like Alabama, when you've had schools like Clemson, when you've had schools like Ohio State, and those teams start winning, people start associating winning with that. So if you and then not to mention you have Serena Williams, who was a Nike endorser. You got LeBron James. The Jordan Brand is a subsidiary of Nike. Sure. You know, Kobe Bryant. You know, when you have those type of associations with the brand, people just start flocking to it because the fans of that particular person or that particular team now look at it like, oh, okay, I got winning. This must be a winning brand. So I mean, this is more of a business. This is more of a business type thing than anything, man. I don't. You
don't think Nike tennis shoes look better than Under Armour tennis shoes?
Bro. I'm just I'm agree. Yeah.
But to me, man, the sideline gear and the fan gear, man, Nike to me, when my brother is a Georgia fan. And when he be wearing his Georgia Nike stuff, it look better than my Auburn Under Armour stuff, man. I'm sorry. I'm just saying the style to me is more visually pleasing with Nike clothing. If you took the logo off and showed it to me, I'll pick the Nike stuff.
It's all the same. You know, like all Russell gotta do is you go put an R on it. And
man, for them Russell uniforms, the way they were made, come on, them was the netted uniforms, Nick.
All they gotta do is put a Russell on it. It'll be the same.
Come on, Nick. You can y'all cannot tell me Nike does not design better looking football uniforms than Under Armour, bro. Look at Maryland uniforms.
No, they don't. They don't.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
But look at Oregon uniforms compared to look at the flagship. My man, and I'm not dunking on Under Armour. I'm just saying what I like better. Look at the flagship schools. My man went to Maryland. Maryland got all the Under Armour different uniforms. Yeah. Look at Oregon. Oregon got all the Nike different uniforms. Who designed the uniforms better?
I don't see a difference in the uniforms. I mean, if you talking about SKUs, of course I'm gonna say Oregon SKUs look better. They color combinations look better. But when you looking at the quality of the uniform and how it changes, it looks the same to me. Man, like the coaches are still gonna be wearing the same half zip. They're gonna be still wearing the same
visually look. It's
cool.
It look different to me, man.
It doesn't. It's just new.
Okay, all right, man.
That's it. That's it.
I got you. Oh, goodness. He said Nick gets it.
Thank you.
Okay. He said righteously, bro. That's exactly the same. It is. It is. We have to understand that this will help recruiting to some degree.
That's what this partnership is about.
And it's definitely gonna help basketball recruiting. They spent 0 hours designing this. No changes. I ain't expecting to be Oregon, but come on, man, bro. I don't care who is designing this uniform. I don't care, bro. If Gucci designed our uniforms, if we had the Gucci logo, that would be dope. If we had the Gucci logo on our uniforms, bro, it's gonna look the same. It's just gonna have a Gucci logo. They're not letting you change that uniform, man.
So you so you rocking with Nike just off of feeling. That's what it sounds like.
No. I like how Nike clothing look. I already said that.
But you just said it looked the same though.
But I also said before, if you look at the detail of the jersey, they did change look at the neckline. They did change the details of how it's made, but aesthetically, it's the same jersey. To me, if you look at the jersey, it has more detail and look more quality to me. That's just me. If you look at the neckline, it is a different stitching. They did change the neckline. So, but it's the same jersey. But again, I like Nike stuff because it looks more quality to me, man.
Hey, It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna change, man. Get musty. I'm with you. I wanna change the uniform, man. I want something alternate. I'm like, man, we showed it last week. I'm like, man, give us an orange jersey for one time during the year. I'm not asking for anything extravagant. I'm not asking to be Oregon. I'm just asking, man, for an orange jersey, or man, give me a blue helmet to go with the blue jersey, please. Something different, man. And I said, like, even Georgia does it, bro. Notre Dame is traditional, and they changed their uniform, bro. They wrote pinstripes. Notre Dame changes their uniform, and
that's a school thing, though. That's a school.
Yeah, but they're traditional too, so you can't be like, tradition and change. And I'm not gonna get it, but yeah, I agree. It looks the same, man. So I was just, letting you guys see the new and improved, man. It's me really think Hugh see this blazing. Hugh doesn't think so. We about to get to that. Justin Williams says Auburn going 6-6. Trash. I don't think so, Justin. How you doing, Justin? What's up, man? Glad to have you in. DC stretching further than Stretch Armstrong. No, it is what it is. I like Nike. I like Nike, man. I like Nike clothing, bro. I buy Nike clothing. I don't buy Under Armour clothing. You know what I'm saying? I like, it is what it is. I don't know why people were expecting a bunch of changes to the jersey design. It ain't happening, man. BVK, what's up? Nike had no impact on football. I don't see any difference. It ain't. We didn't say it. But it's the same jersey. It's not going to change. Again, I don't care if Louis Vuitton designed it. It's going to look the same, bro. AJ, I'm okay with it being mostly the same, but throw in a striped collar, some orange shadow lettering, something. I'm with you, man. I want it to change. I want it to change so bad. Get musty. I want change so bad. Something, give us something, man. We'll see. Maybe we get an orange jersey, maybe, man. Remember they teased us with the orange jersey like a couple years. They kept doing it, teased us with the orange jersey. I remember, Chizik them teased us with the blue helmet. And bro, it's ridiculous, man. They just like they do the like orange face mask, like we gonna be excited, like we got orange face masks. But Alan Barry said, "Listen, man, for an Alabama, I think on all blue and all orange uniform wouldn't be bad to see, like the color rush in the NFL." I agree, man. I would love to see all blue. That would be nice with the blue uniform. They wear the blue pants in practice. Blue pants and a blue helmet.
And that was from Under Armour. Under Armour was trying to get them to do something, but we're gonna stay traditional. Like, all right then, bro.
Huggy said he made a video, man, about how he would design.
He had it deleted though. I remember he put it up, but he deleted it off his YouTube channel.
The AU administration is what impacted recruiting, and I'm here to hear you talk about it. I'm so mad. We kind of got sidetracked on the uniform was not even changed.
That's what
I was looking for the next video, couldn't find it. Yeah, man. Yeah. He said, now I see why. Yeah. He said, it's me and Justin Williams. Y'all can go ahead and head out with all your typing. Go on now and get. That's right, Alabama fans. Get on.
Get out here. Get. What? Wait, what? Okay.
He said, why did you have to take it down, man? We finna get into the NIL stuff, man. I was just trying to catch y'all up, man. See what y'all talking about. UA shoes are the joints. What? The old folks that walking around the mall at 9 a.m. on a Sunday. Might as well be kids.
Boy, y'all crazy, boy. Y'all before the mall open, everybody walking around the mall, getting them steps in before the mall.
Hey, there you go, Nick. There you go.
Well, funny, man.
I am perfectly okay with us dunking on Under Armour. Me too, man.
Here's my only gripe with Under Armour. I wish Under Armour made better cleats, like more stylish cleats. Uniform wise, I don't care about that. The cleats is what gave me a problem. If they would have made more stylish cleats, I don't think it would have been a problem.
Yeah, man. But Nike gonna have a bunch of them. Asia said y'all finna make the fashion designer jump out of this debate. And Asia is an Auburn graduate in fashion and design, man. And she can, give us what she think, man. Please jump in if you please. Hilarious. Tim got me choking. Must have got me choking, man. Nick, catch us up, man. this up, man.
Musty, yeah, I've had some heinous and despicable allegations made against me and affects my children. That's why everything was elite. I'm going to reshoot in a couple days. All right, then Huggy, he already said that. I remember he said that earlier today when he went live today. Nike make shoes for men with small feet. LOL. Justin says, does Auburn beat Bama this year or Vandy? They beat both.
Yeah, we beat both of them. Yeah.
DC tradition.
Yeah, that's what it is, man.
Both Connie says. Justin said, glad you're in the stream, bro. Thanks for supporting. Appreciate that, Justin, even though you're an Alabama fan. By the way, you made a statement about Notre Dame. Trevor just told us Notre Dame uses Under Armour.
Yeah, they do. They use Under Armour. Absolutely.
The Huggy Beard is up after him saying what's up to Tool, man. Connie saying what's up to Tim. It's me said, thank you, DC, for keeping us. Man, chill out, man. Forget that. Justin said, I don't support trash Auburn, Tim. Okay, all right. I agree with this. He said this Nike rollout has been kind of lackluster. Reminds me of Drake's rollout. He said, Connie said, but do you, Justin? That's why that's what you're doing by being in here for these guys. Yeah, we appreciate it.
He's Auburn. They Auburn lovers, man.
DC knows what they say on the planes. When you look good, you lose good. Man, chill out. Nah, we not. Mike got Wade. Wade. What up, Wade?
Yeah. You just in time, Wade, because we finna talk about this recruiting, man.
Yeah, we finna talk about this. We have to start winning because we do need orange jerseys. I agree with that, man.
Okay.
Everybody saying what's up to Connie. What's up, Connie? My favorite Auburn fan. Listening to the last 10 minutes of this uniform discussion, I can see why y'all hired Hugh Freeze. I think that's supposed to be a slight at Auburn. Laugh out loud, DC. Everybody just killing our way of thinking about Nike versus Under Armour, man. Shout out to Wade saying what's up. Okay, let's get to it.
Let's get down with the get down.
It took us 50 minutes to get to this.
Yeah, it took us 50 minutes to get to us because y'all got sidetracked on some uniforms that was supposed to be for 2 minutes, man. All right, man. Look, this is a question I want everybody to ponder. And this is the thing. Auburn is falling off in recruiting, right? And Auburn is falling off in recruiting because Hugh Freeze and Cohen, our AD, said that they are proceeding in a way that they think everyone else is proceeding the wrong way in recruiting as far as NIL is concerned. All right, let me break this down, and I'm going to just let y'all go. Let Nick express how he feel about it. All right, this is what I understand.
Okay.
Revenue sharing is what the school pays, right?
Yeah.
NIL collective is third party. That's the collective money, right? So revenue sharing is the part the school pays plus what the collective pays. Then you have your total amount of money in your hand as a NIL scholarship athlete. So, for example, revenue sharing, which is $20 million, 0.5 per school. So every school in the SEC has $20.5 million to spend over all athletics, including football.
75% of that goes to football.
Exactly. So 75%, that's kind of the model people are using. 75% going to football. So as a school, you have your collective money and you have your revenue sharing money. That's the money you make off TV and tickets, games, whatever. Yeah. That's the amount you have. And that's what I think they said, like 20% of your total revenue. So 20 million, right? Plus your collective money, 20 million. Say you have 20 million collective. You should have a total of 40 million to spend. All right. So here we go. Now,
you should have brought that down to just football, though.
Okay, so we know football is going to be around 15 million.
15 million. 15. And then if you use that same logic for the collectives, it would be closer to 30.
Yeah. I was just using round numbers, so it's not hard to follow. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just so it's not hard to follow. So kids can get money from the school and they can get money from the collective, right? So they can get either one or they can get both. All right. So the revenue sharing money does not count against counts against the cap. It does. What you get from the school counts against the salary cap. What you get from the NIL collective does not count against the salary cap.
That is true.
Okay. So now let's talk about NIL Go. So the College Sports Commission has been put together to oversee all these payments, right? NIL money. They are there to enforce, to regulate any NIL payments that go forth from now on. All payments that are over $600 have to go through NIL Go to be approved, flagged, or disapproved. So any NIL money, now the school money doesn't. If a school offers you money, it just, you get that.
That's true. Yeah.
Any third-party money that comes from a collective or anyone else has to be approved through NIL Go to make sure the deal is what it is above board. Or,
No, keep going. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, but that
okay, to make sure the deal is above board, to make sure the deal is in a realm of compensation that is good that is relative to your market and also to your market reach, if that makes sense. So they're trying to say the deal has to make sense, in other words. So onward. So the three things that can happen once these kids get their NIL money or a NIL paper stating that they are getting an NIL deal. So you can submit paperwork before you get the deal, and they can look at it and say, okay, it's been approved, or you can submit it after you get a deal. You can do both. So once you submit it, you can get a yes. If you get a yes, you just get paid the deal. You can go along with it. If you get flagged, they're going to relook over it and kind of just give you a consultation on it. So if you get flagged, it's probably they're looking at the identity of the person that's paying you might be in question, the contract terms, or the contract amount. So in that sense, they're looking out for the kids to make sure the deal is good if it's flagged. Or it might be a resounding no. And if it's a resounding no, then your deal has to be revised and resubmitted, or you can cancel and repay the money back to the person you did the deal with, or you can go to third-party arbitration and let them decide. So if you get a no or a flag and you go ahead with the deal, then that's when enforcement comes. They're saying that if you go ahead with the deal and they said a no or a flag, then you can lose your eligibility. So they pretty strict on this thing. And also it's penalties for going over the cap. So now that we are there, what Hugh Freeze and Cohen, what they are saying is they are proceeding in caution with the recruiting because they don't want to rush ahead as some other schools are, and they believe because other schools are rushing ahead, those schools are eventually going to will get in salary cap trouble on the way that they are proceeding. So Hugh Freeze said what he's doing right now with their money is securing their class, that their classes that they have already recruited and that are in-house right now. And he specifically named the wide receiving core. So he was like, I'm trying to keep all of the wide receivers we have because on paper, none of those guys are leaving on paper. So he's saying that I can't go promise a wide receiver any amount of money knowing that all of my receiving core, it may be here next year and I might have to pay them. So he's saying that let me proceed and take care of these guys and potentially take care of them for the next cycle. So if I take care of them for the next cycle, man, it's hard for me to do that and pay these other 4 or 5 star receivers to come in because the room is already filled. You follow what I'm saying? So that makes sense on why those 2 receivers left. And not only that, he's saying the way they're proceeding, he said they're proceeding in a way to protect their cap, to make sure they don't go over the cap. They're proceeding with caution.
That still doesn't make sense.
I'm just saying how, and I'm gonna let you go. I'm just kind of trying to set the table for like what's going on. So that's what Hugh Freeze is saying, is that they're trying to right now, as far as the money they have available, is to take care of their cap. I mean, take care of the people that they already have and take care of their roster they have now. So if that makes sense, and it makes sense to proceed with caution, because Cohen said, he said, man, we want to do it the right way to make sure. He said, man, we do not want to go over this salary cap. So it makes sense to proceed with caution to make sure you're doing it the right way. Take your time to make sure you're not going over this cap, because he said once you get written offers and they're submitted, it goes against your cap. You know what I'm saying? So
what the NIL collective part?
No, just agreements. So that's what he was saying about August 1st. He was like, August 1st is the date that you can officially sign written agreements. So he was like, August the 1st will be a big day for Auburn.
It won't be.
Well, this is what Cohen said.
This is how, and you know what, they may be right, but just from somebody looking from the outside, because at the end of the day, all of this is business, and business low key kind of works the same way. However, you work across the board. There's something called a memorandum of understanding. People understand what these are. You can it's the same thing as when you get a job offer. A memorandum of understanding basically says that there is a is not legally binding at this moment, but there is sort of kind of like a handshake agreement saying this is what we're offering you, right? As long as you say you're going to come do this for us, right? So okay, that's what it is. So basically, from my knowledge of just my simple knowledge of just understanding things and just kind of looking at things and stuff like that, what we're seeing from these other schools should not have it. There is no reason why we should have lost these guys. And like and y'all gotta understand, we are on the outside looking in. We're on the outside looking in. We're not inside of it. So we're just privy to the information that we see that's being told us from what's being told us from people on the inside telling us, because they're not telling us everything. Okay. So here's how I see it. I just look at it like, if you are trying to retain your roster, then why did you sign? Then why did Peyton Falzone commit? Why did you have a D lineman commit? Why did you have another offensive tackle commit? And why did you just have Kentrell Wright commit as well? Those are 4 guys that committed. But we haven't heard anything about them. And I'm pretty sure in this age of NIL, especially when you had a Peyton Falzone who was committed to Penn State, he didn't just out of the goodness of his heart decide I'm just gonna flip over to Auburn. So what was told to him? What was promised him? See, this is where I have this line of like, half of what we hearing is true, and the other half of it is just kind of like something else ain't right. Because you sitting here and you looking at it and you like, all right, if those guys left and those guys and other schools are still getting commitments from these guys, and we know we live in the world of basically pay for play, even though they don't want to call it that. We live in a world to where you're basically paying a guy for his services. If Auburn is just so on the right side of wanting to do everything so well, and whoever's advising them about this stuff, then what are they telling these other schools? Is my question. What are these other schools are being told by these advisors about what's going on? I've been thinking about this all week. And so this is NIL Go. It says reasons NIL Go could reject or intervene on a third party deal. These are the reasons. It said it violates pay for play rules, used as a recruiting inducement, lack of legitimate services, improper involvement of boosters or institutions, exceeds fair market value, violates state and institutional policies. Off the top of that, 2 of them off the top, 3 of them off the top would basically violate every single NIL deal that's in the collective. Pay for play, recruiting inducement, and improper involvement of boosters and institutions. Because guess what? Majority of the money that you get from collectives are coming from boosters anyway. And you basically, and it is a recruiting inducement on the recruiting path to get guys to come to your school. And you basically paying them to play at your school, even though you may throw in some stuff and they're like, all right, you got to come and sign this stuff, and then we'll do this stuff like that. It's really pay for play is what we're looking at.
Yeah, so it's really pay for play, but you can't hold them to that though. You can't hold an agreement to that.
Yeah, but my thing is this. That's neither here or there. My thing is, if you are trying to play by the rules, then why did we see 4 guys commit when we saw 4 guys decommit? And let's just be honest about it. We saw 4 very important type recruits leave, and the guys that we just saw come in haven't really been talked about a lot or haven't been hyped up a lot. So if you try to play by the rules across the board, if that's the case, why announce the commitment of anybody that has come in? Because, like I just stated, out of the goodness of their heart, these guys ain't just committing to Auburn out of the goodness of their heart, especially with the amount of money that's being thrown around in college football right now. So my thing is this. My thing, I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand this whole thing about August 1st is going to be a big day. I don't understand that. I look at this and I'm just saying, like, there's something I honestly feel like, and I don't know what it is. It just feels as if there's something else that is going on behind the scenes that is not being talked about publicly, because, like you stated, well, in like you stated, a lot of guys that went to their visits, then when they came back a week after they visited, they're decommitting. They commit to another school. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe shout out to Ted. He said one of the receivers just came out and said Florida State had a better offer. So my thing is this. So it's about money in this era of college football. It is about money. So what is being told to Florida State? What is being told to Georgia? What is being told to Kentucky? That's not being told to Auburn, because if Auburn is just so on the up and up about everything and things and stuff like that, and if there's in this narrative of there's just so much fake money being thrown around to these guys, I'm like, if these guys are committing to these schools, somebody has already said that potentially that this is going to be done. I don't think you're going to be seeing the Jaden Rashada type situation where you got a guy promising $13 million to a kid to come to school. I don't think you're going to be seeing that. But because people saw that, and the one thing that I do know about a lot of businesses is that a lot of businesses don't want that type of trouble, because when you get that type of trouble, guess what? It shines more light on what you have doing inside of your own program and institution, and it starts bringing up other stuff that's going on. So you want to be on top of the board somewhat, even though what may be below it may not be all the way $100,000 on top of it. May be like 80, 85%, 82, who knows? But when you invite that type of presence, then people start finding other things that's going wrong. So I'm just sitting here and I'm just like, it's just so many things. Like when I'm thinking about this, and I'm just like, yo, if Payne Falzone committed, if the offensive tackle committed, if the defensive lineman committed, you just had Kentrell White commit yesterday. What's the difference in them? What was promised to them? So what was promised to them is what was promised to them fake money as well?
No, I think
they just not coming to Auburn out of the goodness of their heart.
No, you said it, Nick. You said it. If you think about it, and Hugh Freeze said it. So this is not a foreign thought. Hugh Freeze said, "What I'm offering and what other schools are offering," he was like, "I don't understand how they are offering that much." So to answer your question, what probably happened is those players that are committing are accepting what Auburn is offering. You follow what I'm saying? Versus
that's what I was getting at.
That's what I'm saying. So, that's what Hugh Freeze is saying. But it doesn't mean that you don't have any money, and it doesn't mean you are broke. What it means is the kids that are committing are accepting your offer, and the kids that are decommitting, going somewhere else, maybe, because we don't know all the details, so I can't speak for a recruit. You know what I'm saying? Disclaimer. But you said, the guy said that you know, he had a better offer, right? So, and that lines with what Hugh Freeze said. He's like, and this is what this is what they're saying about this August 1st thing. They were saying August 1st is the first time you can do written binding offers. So they're saying these people are telling you a bunch of fluff, bro. So they're like, okay, let's wait all August 1st, and what we want you to do is go to them schools and make them give you a written offer for what they're saying. Okay, so what they're saying is when they give you the written offer, it's binding now.
Exactly.
So here's the question. This is what they're thinking is when it start going forward and you have to give binding offers, schools are going to start reneging because they're giving fluff. That's what I think Auburn is saying.
This is what should happen then. If August 1st is the date that written offers are supposed to become binding agreements,
right?
By August 15th, give them 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
By August 15th, if there are no written agreements or binding agreements at that time, you should see a bunch of kids decommitting. So I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this right now, and I'm gonna give it a month. I would give it a month. I give it somewhere between August 15th to the end of August. If you don't see a bunch of kids coming out saying I'm opening up my recruitment just to see what's happening, and just like that, I just gotta, just giving the whole spiel of, I just want to make sure I'm making the right decision. I'm opening my recruitment. If you don't see that, Auburn took a misstep, because to this, I don't know.
Because I don't know if you can talk it.
Yes, you can. Let's look at this. Jair Edwards just committed to Alabama.
Okay,
a heavy Auburn lean. Bryce Perry Wright just committed to Texas A&M. He was a Auburn lean.
Okay.
He even canceled a trip to Texas A&M to come back to Auburn after he was just at Auburn 5 days before that. In I believe that was back in March or April. That's just how much he was leaning towards going to Auburn. That's just how much it was. That's just how much it was. Two guys that were on your board, that were very high guys on your board that you wanted to come in. If like I said, 2 weeks from August 1st, you give them that. If those agreements are not in hand by whoever your representation is, if it's your parents or if you got a representative that's representing you, if that's not there, if that's not it, by the end of August, you should see a bunch of kids decommitting. And if I don't see that, Auburn, it's a misstep. That is a misstep.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I am on a wait and see. I'm like, if this is what Cohen and Hugh Freeze think it is, then I'm gonna wait and see, and I'm just kind of wait it out, dude. I'm not gonna panic, and I don't think you can really judge. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think you're gonna be able to judge this till next year on August the 1st. That I don't think I don't think anybody is gonna be able to, because, bro, you're gonna have to give the season you have to give this August signing. You're going to have to give the end of the season when you have roster turnover. Then you're going to have to go through the portal window. Then you're going to have to go through the spring portal. What I'm saying is this is what Auburn is doing. To a degree, it makes sense to proceed, bro. No one has treaded the waters of going through signing high school people, losing and turning over your roster, going through 2 portals and staying under the cap. No one has done it yet. So it to me, and y'all could tell me how y'all would perceive if you want to go run down the road and do that, you might have an advantage and it might work for you. But Auburn may be totally wrong. But if Auburn is totally wrong, dude, you have the transfer portal you will have $20-some million if they have that in the NIL. If this is what it is and everybody else think it is what it is, when you get to the transfer portal window, you're gonna have twice as much money as everybody. I'm saying is you would be able to rebound in the transfer portal window because you will have more money than anybody now. So what I'm saying is I'm not panicking, and I would rather you proceed with caution and then have more money with anybody in the portal window, because you can rebound in the portal one and then pick up with the 27 class to spend the money.
Here's my rebuttal to that. To that. What I don't know is, what is the fiscal year for this? Like,
I think it's August to August. I think.
So that fiscal year.
I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But if the first day you can do binding agreements, it would sound like it's from August to August.
So
because you
okay,
can't,
so from August 1st to August 1st is the fiscal year for that year.
I'm
Okay.
not don't quote me. So
no,
we
no,
just
no, no,
assuming. We just
no. I'm not
assuming.
quoting. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Let's assume
Okay.
that. Let's assume
Okay.
the fiscal year is August 1st to August 1st.
Okay.
All right. So basically, from August 1st to January 31st, so August 1st of 25 to January 31st of 26, you have that time to spend the cap that you need for the 26 class. That's what you need. That's
Right.
That's what you tell me.
Right.
So you're going. So okay. So if that's the case, then if you can't sign guys until then, hopefully this makes National Signing Day much more important, because now you won't start seeing a lot of high school guys commit until February. But it probably won't, because what's going to happen is a lot of those deals are probably going to be made in the summertime before that, and then those guys are going to commit starting in August.
Absolutely.
Like that. That's probably what's going to happen. Absolutely. But in theory, it would make February a lot better with National Signing Day. It'll give you something to look forward to.
Sure.
But if the physical year starts from August 1st and it goes to July 31st of 2026,
okay,
you have 20, you have 20.5 million on the cap, 15 of that probably going to football. Then in the collective, let's just say the collective has 20 million. Let's just say they have 15 of that going to football as well. So you have $30 million to spend in a 365 days period. You have $30 million to spend in 365 day period. That's allocated towards that year. Why are you spending on retaining why are you spending it on retaining a roster that's already under deals? See this.
No, it's not, Nick. You got to think a lot of those
deals are from the collective,
right? A lot of those deals are pre what we're doing now,
so they're under the collective.
Yeah, right. But what I'm saying, so now you got to move those deals under the salary cap.
You don't have to.
Yes,
you don't. No, you don't.
Yes, you do. Let me tell you why.
Here's my point. Why
yes, you do. You have to
move them. Why do you have to move them under the cap when the collective can still pay players?
And this is what they were talking about, dude. It's if you are a 5-star player and you come to my school, right? When I put you under the cap, that's guaranteed money.
Okay, and the
right? Hold up. The collective is somebody promising you money. You feel what I'm saying? That's a third party. It's different when you a 5-star athlete gonna want the money from the school and be under the cap. And not only that, what I'm hearing is when people are at the school under the cap, when someone tries to come get a player, if they are under the cap, then you have to pay that player salary and you have to give the cap money back. So a lot of schools are gonna move their valuable players under the cap.
If that's
what's going on, a lot of these deals, bro, the school is thinking, bro, we gotta leverage, and we gotta. If I'm a Auburn, I'm like, I gotta get Cam Coleman under the cap. So if somebody try to get him, say if his salary is $2 million, which I don't know. Say if his salary is $2 million against the cap. That means they will have to pay Cam Coleman $2 million and give Auburn $2 million to get him. You feel what I'm saying? So it will behoove people to move your players from NIL, the ones that you don't want to get plucked, move them from NIL and put them under the cap. So, bro, it's a lot of thinking and moving parts to this thing. That's why I say I'm for them moving with caution and kind of like, bro, let's make sure we moving right, because you could get in a situation, dude, where you get players plucked that aren't, you know what I'm saying, counted against the cap. And then number two, bro, you overspend and get over the cap. They say it's gonna be harsh penalties if you go over the cap.
Yeah, it's just like the NBA luxury tax. You pay that luxury tax, you just basically.
Man, I don't know if it's just that.
That's what it's gonna be. Harsh penalties is probably a luxury tax. You may lose.
I don't know if it's just that. Is what I'm saying.
But the thing of that is,
so it's a lot more than what we know and think, man. You know, as far as managing this cap. So what I'm saying is, if Hugh Freeze them, if they're wrong, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. If they're wrong, I would rather they be wrong and under it than be wrong and over it. You feel what I'm saying? Let them be wrong and over it, because if you're wrong and under it, at least you can correct yourself. You got another 2 portal windows to correct. You see what I'm saying? To get players if you are wrong. But if you're not wrong, you're gonna be stuck over the cap.
Yeah,
and not able to get players. So which would you rather do?
That's coming from a scarcity mindset. Knowing now that the trend is a lot of top guys are committing earlier than they normally are, and they're not flipping. A lot of your top guys are not flipping after the season. So just this notion of Auburn goes out and wins 10, 11 games this year, and guys all of a sudden decide they want to flip to Auburn after the fact, that's not gonna happen. I don't think when you get into the portal season, there is not to say yes if you're going to mine the portal correctly for guys that you need. Yeah, okay, fine. You do that. You go pay those guys. You can go find some gems in the portal and you don't have to pay them that much. But who's to say a lot of top guys are going to be in the portal this year? Because now you are about to see a lot of guys that are getting multi-year deals signed under these agreements with schools in the collective as well. So my thing is this whole narrative of just saying, oh, we go out and win. You know, if we go out and win and we do all this stuff right here and this stuff right here, I think recruiting is going to change. No. In this era of what college football is right now, you need to be more aggressive now because the deals are going to be made in the summer. I'm just being real. A lot of these deals are going to be made in the summer, and a lot of those stipulations in those contracts are going to say, if you do commit to us and you do decide to leave, you're going to owe us money. So I'm just saying, in reality, it probably works out better for the school if you get the guy now. Which is what you're seeing Texas A&M do, which is what you're seeing Alabama do. They are getting these guys and they doing this. And what's going to happen is this money is just a lot of these guys. And we had this conversation. A lot of these guys are getting paid very well. Getting paid very well. This money is just not like, it's not, this whole narrative of just, this is fake money being thrown around. I disagree with it. I wholeheartedly disagree with it. Now, if you get to the point, I'm not sitting here saying that every single deal that we see is going to be this fake money deal. No, I'm not disagreeing with that. There will be a percentage of guys that will get there and it'll be like, yeah, we just don't have it for you. You know what I'm saying? We kind of went over. But majority of these guys are going to be staying at these schools.
I don't know. Like I'm just going off of what Hugh them say. They beg to differ with you, and I'm like I said,
that's cool.
I hear you, and I agree. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I respect it, and I'm gonna see what the comments say. But if I had to like put money on it, man, my thing is, do I want to be aggressive? Do I want the 5 stars, man? Am I sitting back kind of like, dang, bro, everybody getting these blue chip recruits except us? Yes. As a fan, yes, but then when I really think about it, no one has ever done what we're about to do in this next fiscal year. No one has ever done it. So looking at my school, even though I'm looking at these other schools, man, and you have FOMO, fear of missing out, that's real. Even though you have that, man, I would rather my school proceed with caution and proceed the right way. Just like when we talked about with Auburn with the 501c3 thing.
This is my thing.
When that happened, when that was going down,
a lot of collectors are 501c3s.
Yeah, but yeah, I get it. But they still, but it's still not. You still can't write it off. Is my point. You can't write it off.
The foundation at Ohio State.
You can't write off if it's private stuff. You can't write off private stuff.
The foundation at Ohio State.
You cannot write off private stuff, bro.
The foundation at Ohio State begs to differ because they tell
you can't write off private stuff though, man. You can't. You can't.
I'm just
you can be a 501c3, but you can't write off private stuff.
You go to the foundation, which is one of Ohio State's collectives, and you go to the thing. It says we are a 501c3, and one of the drop down says, "Can we write this off?" It says, yes,
"Yeah, but you gonna have to read the fine print, bro, and you know you can't write it all that stuff, but because a percentage of reason they have their 501c3
percentage of it has to go to public good, has to go to public
right. So okay, you gotta say that too. And Auburn was like, we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna be all private and take all the money and give all the money to our private athletes.
But so that's a decision Auburn decided to do.
But I'm just saying, even if you're a 501c3, bro, if you can't write off private use, So I mean, that's up for debate. I mean, y'all tell me. Let me get this, and we'll go for it, Nick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me see, man. Where we at? It's me saying people keep the big dogs on the chains, man. He got attacked by a pit bull. What's up, Stan? How you doing, man?
What's going on, y'all?
Got attacked by a pit bull, man. There's no basis to what Hugh and Cohen are saying. No commissioner backs up their claims. Okay. Why try and figure out NIL? It would change next week anyway. You got to get
actually.
You have a great point. Great point, man.
That's a good point.
There's no defined salary cap. Yes, it is. It's a defined salary cap as far as the school is concerned. We know it's $20.5 million for each school.
This year. Next year it's actually gonna go up to 22.
Right.
After that, it's going up to 24.
Yeah,
and I think about 25. I think about 2035 it's gonna be like 37.5.
NIL Go has not authority over interstate commerce. What does that mean? That
basically it has no. So NIL interstate commerce is basically federal stuff. It's a federal thing. So when you go across state lines, that's federal highway. So when people RICO charges and stuff like that, that's an interstate charge.
Okay.
Intrastate is anything that's inside the state. That's
sure.
Like state charges and stuff like that. That's basically what he's saying.
But what does it have to do with?
It's not federal.
Yeah,
basically, it's not NIL Go is not federal, but technically it kind of is. But see, the thing about NIL Go is not a it doesn't. It's I'm gonna just read because I wrote all this down. This down. So it says NIL Go is an oversight committee. Is really what it is. It's an oversight committee.
Mm-hmm.
It operates alongside NCAA rules, not the NCAA.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It operates alongside NCAA rules, federal guidelines if they are enacted, and institutional policies. That's what it says.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It does not directly control collectives or third-party deals, but it can monitor and regulate them if they affect athlete eligibility and NCAA compliance. So basically, it's just an enforcement arm of what rules are already out right now. So it is what it is.
And this is the thing. It's not like they're showing up saying, man, we're going to enforce y'all. These schools and institutions are signing up to be enforced. You see what I'm saying? It's not like the College Sports Commission NIL Go is just like, man, we're going to show up and debo y'all and police y'all. No, the schools, Auburn is signing up to be policed. You feel what I'm saying? So it says nobody followed the rules for the last 100 years. So you think they start now? Probably not, man. You're gonna have people skirting the rules, man. I searched the internet. There are no NIL guidelines that have been established by the NCAA. No, because it's not the NCAA. This is a totally different governing body. It's totally different, man. It's not the NCAA at all. He's not talking about the NCAA. This is legislation. Exactly. Right. It's legislation, dude. It's like this is something that was handed down by a court. You know what I'm saying? Sharp is Biz. What's up, Sharp? How you doing, man? I missed your other comment. Sharp says BS. Okay, but it is legislation. What's going on, Sharp? How you doing, man? I understand Hope to say Cohen said the NIL is included, the salary cap, and I think Cohen is wrong. I agree with you. I looked at the College Sports Commission NIL from the collective. From the collective is not. It doesn't count against the cap.
When he said it, I was like, huh? What?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Yo, Sharp, I've been bragging on y'all in my lives. Okay, that's what's up. Alan Bear says, I don't know, but it feels like Freeze and Cohen are just making excuses. They didn't do. They think Alabama and Georgia aren't playing by the rule. It doesn't make sense to me, but what do I know? Man, this dude, man, they are sitting like chilling with their legs crossed like, bro, what are you talking about? They are confident. Because what they're saying is like, on August 1st, they're like, go to the schools. This is what they're like. They're telling the players. Go to the schools and tell them to give you a binding agreement. That's what they're telling the players to go to the school and ask for. Because, you know what I'm saying, the talking handshakes, you know what I'm saying, is a different story than the binding agreement. That can actually go against the cap. They running game. He wants to an excuse for these upcoming losses. So 50+ teams are wrong from coast to coast. I don't know, man.
That part right there. That's what I'm saying. That part right there. Like this, it's not making sense at all.
Muskie said those handshake agreements are going to be trouble. This is
technically by law, a handshake agreement is a binding agreement.
Yeah, but they can, you know what I'm saying, they can say I didn't say that. I shook hands. I said 100,000, not 300.
But the thing is, if another person is present and saw it, technically that's a binding agreement.
Yeah. Brando Treywick.
What up, Treywick? What up, Treywick?
What's up, man? Welcome in. Welcome in. I think some of us just want to be mad because our recruiting is not where we want it to be, despite the coach and director saying the same thing. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I told you. I mean, just the fan part. The fan part of me is like, bro, we used to, being on a rocket ship as far as recruiting the last 2 years. We've gotten comfortable being able to recruit and get elite recruits. So it looks different now, man. We're in a different time. We're in a different zone right now. Tight says, what legislation states are passing rules to bypass all this stuff? Kentucky, Tennessee, and a few others.
He is right about that.
Yeah, right. but what supersedes what when even though the state is passing legislation, but the school is signing up to be released? You see what I'm saying?
To that point, Tight got a point, because if you go back to and I know we're going off, but if you go back to Murphy versus NCAA, this is the same thing that happened when New Jersey wanted to institute gambling. They wanted to institute gambling on a statewide basis in Atlantic City. But the NCAA had this rule. There was this rule that was adopted in the federal government that basically said gambling was illegal. Sports gambling was illegal. So the Supreme Court ruled against them. And then what happened was the state legislature for New Jersey went back and just basically went back some of their old rules and just rechanged the rules, went back to the federal government, and the Supreme Court heard the case and ruled in favor of New Jersey based on the 10th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States. So to Tight's point, he's right to that point. But what supersedes what? Because the 10th Amendment basically states that the federal government cannot supersede a law that's made by a state that's particular to that state. So he has a point there. So I mean, supersedes what? But even though you want to set precedents, you can use Murphy v. NCAA. So I mean,
but it's like when you talk about what supersedes what, man, it's like even though that's stated, man, the school has signed away those rights.
Technically, they have not. They have
signed away those rights.
But if that school is, this becomes a legislature part now. If the legislature passes a bill and says that basically the schools are in that state, and because of the 10th Amendment to the Constitution, the federal government can't supersede what a state does. And that's in certain laws that are made for that particular state, they can't supersede that. States' rights is what they want to call it. But it is what
we'll see.
It differs on whoever you ask about that.
Yeah,
I'm just
saying what I'm saying is it's not just clean cut like he's saying. Yeah, they did. It's not that clean cut, bro. Tight, who put Rev Sharon? Okay.
What happened?
She said, Connie says, who put out Rev Sharon? He said, I don't know who that is. TM Wright, SCOTUS.
I think he was say I'm right. I think that's what you're trying to say. I'm right.
Okay. He said I'm right. Okay. He says, right, Nick. Why sign anybody out of the portal if you are unsure? He said there's nothing normal about the money Cody Campbell's infusing into Texas Tech. See the NCAA NIL go in court to lose again. That's it, Nick. Something behind the scenes is going on in this administration. They say preach, Nick. Incompetence, maybe. Connie says why. Trevor says I think we're doing it the smart way. Thank you. I do too, Trevor. Gosh, we better hope so, Trevor, and I hope you're right. It doesn't feel like it. What impact may this have on your team NCAA committee and legislative release decision to issue a waiver that allows certain players to enter the transfer portal between July 7th and August 5th? But and they said with that, man, that's based on like a coach has to like designate them as like a athlete. So they was like a coach would have to kind of put you in that portal. This is going to be like UF and Jaden Rashada times 50.
I hope not. I hope not, because if it does, it's going to just bring a lot of light to a lot of programs.
Yeah, it's just and like I'm not here like because I don't know everything, man. I'm just trying to like just share what I know and learn something. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, what's going on, Tim Elliott? Yeah, this is just interesting. It's just I'm Tim Elliott, Tommy Elliott. You know what I'm saying? This is just interesting, man. That's all I can say. But I'm with Trevor. I'd rather proceed with caution. Look at you, Tight, turning off your caps locks so you can copy and paste from Uncle Google. Dang.
Oh, snap, Tight. Did she call you out, Tight?
Did
she call you out, Tight? She didn't call you.
Go on, drop the mic on that, man. Go.
She didn't call you out, did she, Tight?
Woo! Busted. 5 Adams said he was making excuses. Man, we got a lot to say on this corn freeze. Got y'all jacked up. I love it. What's up, Derek Lewis? Great to have y'all here, man. Everybody is here new, man. Great to have y'all
here. Man, Derek Lewis. What up, Derek?
Thank you for sure. There's Toodle. Go Dogs, man. We ain't studying no dogs, man. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother too, a dog fan. DC talks with hands. Love to see those 5 fingers in the air. That's right. I talk with my hands. You know what I'm saying? And I talk with my hands too. You know what I'm saying? But the boy's daddy gonna let him recruit without the training wheels next season.
Y'all funny, bro. Y'all funny, man. Y'all are hilarious, bro. Hey, so somebody tried to justify that. Somebody said that was already planned. That's what I heard. That was already planned.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he said, yeah, man. But Nick been there, man, helping him out, man, since he retired, man. They won't even let the man retire, man. Golly. New system, there will be less flips.
That part.
5 Adam, what's up, 5 Adam? Huggy said, bro, Connie on a mission tonight. She owed it. Yeah, man.
Yes.
Just stuff tight on the locker, man. What's up, Big Pat?
What up, Big Pat? What's up, man? How you feeling, my guy?
Cures everything, dude. I agree with you. And I said the same thing, bro. It's like we're acting like this class is like about to play this season. You know what I'm saying? Okay, what if Auburn go on a run and go to the playoffs? Bro, everybody forget about this class right now. You see what I'm saying? So it's like everybody.
2 years from now they won't.
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying going this season. I'm saying everybody is acting like these guys are about to suit up and play. They have not even signed the NIL deal yet. You know what I'm saying? They just saying they're committed. But I agree with Big Pat, man. Big Pat, man. They start winning, bro. I'll be on this thing and forgetting about a class, man. It don't matter get musty, just getting it done. Top 5. Okay, that's what's up, man. I wonder if the state has those planes that drop water on fires. I'm like, what?
This man is me or something.
Come on, man. This me is out. He's just out of control.
Out of pocket.
Why would you make the deal not knowing what you can do?
That part.
That makes sense. That's what Hugh them is. That's what they're saying.
But you just had 4 guys. But you just had 4 guys announce their commitment to Auburn, and them guys, you made those technically the deals you made with them.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is what Hugh them are saying. They're making it on what they know they have. You see what I'm saying? You can't. What I'm saying, they're basing on what we know we have, not what we're promising you down the road. Is what they're saying. So that's what he's saying. He was like, I don't understand how these.
That argument would make so much more sense if it was done after August 1st.
And I don't know, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know what they told them. You see what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, though they're not going to sign their deals to after August 1st, but obviously what they told them, what they offered them, they're like, okay, cool, I'll take it. And obviously some of the other players probably like, no, I won't take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it lines with what he's saying about he's putting out offers, but the other schools are offering so much more. He's like, he don't understand how they're doing it. Double boy, what's up?
Double boy, rocket ships. Is that rocket ships?
Bombs.
Oh, bombs. Shout out to Double boy.
What's up, man? With the DC, let's not panic. Better to be safe than sorry. Yep.
Auburn fans better.
That's why I am.
What'd
you say, Nick?
Auburn fans better start panicking.
He said, Big Pat said the NIL structure would be changing drastically. Tight says Hugh Freeze gonna pull a Coach Prime before January 1st. I don't know what that means.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Maybe I'm just traumatized, but I don't trust nothing said by the folks that run AU behind the scene. That's the biggest concern.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have a discussion on that, man. Are the people behind the scenes that get so much flack, are they really that bad? You know what I'm saying?
We don't know. We're not there. We can just
have a discussion on that. No, I'm saying that, but the people behind the scene at AU get a lot of flack. You know what I'm saying? You know, whoever they are. But man, they have brought us a lot of undefeated seasons, and you know what I'm saying, couple of, 2004 should have been a national championship. That, you know what I'm saying, they ain't all bad, you know what I'm saying.
That was 25 years ago, man.
Yeah, that ain't all bad. I'm just saying, bro. I'm saying, but if you 4-10 and you on the steps in 17, bro, that's relevant. It's relevance. You know what I'm saying? So then you just got off 2 top 10 recruiting classes. They money going into that. So I'm saying they ain't all bad.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. 5 Adam says 5 coin. Why 5 Adam? Big Pat, let me bookmark this and we will follow up in December. Let's do it. It's me. 3 stars on the NFL. Okay. Thank you. It's me. Now I see the connection between Mississippi State and Nick. Makes sense now. Like, what? DC give up on the finance stuff. All right. I'm confusing Auburn and Vanderbilt nowadays. Come on, man.
Yo, that is hilarious. Man, don't do that.
On, man.
Who are you?
Who is he a fan of?
I don't know. Shout out to your funny co.
Your funny co. Who are you a fan of?
Your funny co.
Your funny co. 5 Adam, DC, if you are wrong, stop making excuses for Hugh. All right, man. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying, if I'm going on a trip that I'm going somewhere I've never been before, I proceed with caution. Make sure I map out where I'm going, my stops. You know what I'm saying? Get an idea. So, you know what I'm saying? Go around the curve slowly so I won't run off the embankment. That's it, man. By the way, your boy Huggy ass of this moment chilling. An end to the ceasefire on Hugh Freeze and his face. Good, man. Nick, stay off financial advice, brother.
Okay, we'll do it.
Nick,
I'm not even
from Davidson High School.
I'm not even from Mobile, bro. What you talking? Not even from Mobile.
Ran a very large business on Bel Air Road. It's me, Wilden. Yeah, that's what he do. Alabama never been playing by any rules. Yeah, Davidson had a massive race war in the late 70s. A lot of kids in the hospital. Sophomore year 1981, lynching of Michael Donald, tough times in Mobile. It's me is waxing historical right now. Connie, it's at Tight's neck. Yes, just kick Tight off the show. Dude, you guys roll Pat died to the grave. Man, we ain't got no idea what's the new bill either. NIL changes next week. All right, and we about to get out of here. According to Jimmy Steen, locked on Bama. Bama will sign 22 players to not go over the cap and pay players a lot of money with small class. So you see what I'm saying? But let Auburn say that it's like something wrong. It's like
it's not nothing wrong. It's not. There's not nothing wrong.
I'm just saying he's saying
difference.
Go ahead.
The difference is that Auburn is sitting here saying, like, because the rumor was that Auburn was planning on signing somewhere between 16 to 20 guys. That was the rumor. So that's what they were trying to do. They were, instead of having these big classes now because of what's going on with this, they were planning on signing 16 to 20 guys out of high school and maybe getting a couple of guys out of the portal and things, stuff like that. But what they were doing, the problem is they were putting all their focus on a lot of big name guys and trying to do that. But these big name guys are now going to other schools. And now the messaging you hearing around it is the fact that we just gonna wait till August 1st because we think that we trying to play by the rules. That's what the issue is. It's not that the fact if you're trying to have a smaller class. If you want to have a smaller class, yes, we understand that a lot of these contracts are gonna be, very restricted for 2 to 3 years down the road. That's understandable. But the thing is, if you're gonna put all your focus on trying to get these top recruits, these 4 and 5-star, high 4-star, 5-star type guys, you got to land on them. And right now, Auburn's not landing on them. But don't make an excuse of it saying that it's a lot of we trying to do it the right way and we don't think a lot of other guys are doing it. Because if that's the case, then wouldn't all the other schools be trying to do what you do? Wouldn't they be trying to wait this out and see? Like, would you not have signed 4 guys or what had 4 guys announced that they plan on being in the 26 class as well without them knowing? Without them knowing what they was going to be able to get. I'm just saying,
what your understanding of a law and your interpretation of it is, because you might think you're right. You know what I'm saying? You might think you're right. So, and that happens, man. You might have 2 people that think their interpretation of something is correct and standing on it, man. And okay, we're going to see who right or not. So I'm just the person who's like, bro, I'm just going to wait and see. you know, it's gonna be worth the wait.
And I just and my thought process is that in this era of college football, in this area of college football right now, you can't be in a wait and see approach right now, because like I said, a lot of teams are going to start going to that effect. They're going to start assigning smaller classes to be able to pay a little bit more to a lot of top guys, because that's what the market is going to dictate. And I'm not sitting here saying you're going to land every single one, but you're going to have to land some of them. And Auburn ain't landed none of them. That's the thing. But you gotta be aggressive in this time period. You gotta you gotta be putting your best offer forward in negotiations and stuff like that, because that's technically what we in right now.
But how can you, let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
How can you put, if I want to put my best offer forward, right?
Yeah.
How can I put my best offer forward if I don't even know what type of deals NIL Go will accept or won't accept? No one knows that right now. So why? What I'm saying is,
it's not even up at the moment.
No, right. That's what I'm saying. So why go out and promise a dude $1.5 million and you don't even know if the deal is going to go through or not? What I'm saying is at least, bro, feed some deals through to see how these cats judging these deals to know, like, man, what's realistic for us to offer or not. So, and that's what their whole thing is. We want to be honest with these kids from jump and not make adjustments.
This is the reason why I looked it up, and these are the reasons why I said NIL Go could reject or intervene on third-party deals.
Yes.
So if you are giving out deals and they violate any one of these, then you may have a problem. Violates pay-for-play rules, basically meaning that if the deal is contingent on athletic performance, playing time, or statistics, NIL Go may step in and declare the athlete ineligible. Number two, used as a recruiting inducement. If the NIL deal is offered before a recruit signs a national letter of intent or enrolls, and it's clearly intended to sway the athlete's college decision, they could be ruled a recruiting inducement. Number three, lack of legitimate services. If the athlete is not actually expected to provide any real promotional, marketing, or endorsement services, the deal can be considered a sham, and NIL Go can flag or reject it. Number four, improper involvement of boosters or institution, meaning if it's technically a third-party deal, NIL Go may act if there's evidence of coordination between the collective and the athletic department, which would violate the separation requirement. Number five, exceeds fair market value. If the compensation is significantly beyond the athlete's market value without justification, NIL Go may investigate and invalidate the deal. And the last one, number six, if it violates state or institutional policy, even if the NCAA doesn't ban the deal, it might still violate a state's NIL law or the school's policy, and the NIL Go can flag it. So basically what you're saying is, if you're looking at that now, collectives have been doing that already. So I mean, what's the difference? Collectives have been looking at this, making sure that these are fair market value deals. These deals have not been signed before guys have been in school. They have not been signed since they've been in school. The only thing that you can argue is that there's the notion that they were paying guys to commit before they got to school. Now that is a recruiting inducement. That's a recruiting inducement. You have to stop that. But based on everything else that I just read on basically what they could do to make a deal ineligible, that's what they've been doing. Because even in On the Victory, these guys have to still do little stuff that they have to do in order to get payment.
But that doesn't mean it's fair market value. You see what I'm saying? So no one knows how they're gonna judge fair market value at this point. And I think that is a caution, because giving a kid $2 million to just put my On the Victory stuff on their social media account and then come and do an interview once every 3 months, they might look at that and be like, no, that's not worth $1 million. That's worth $50,000. You see what I'm saying? So it makes sense, if you haven't run stuff through the system yet, to wait until you can see what kind of deals go through and what kind of money they are allowing to go through for what type of labor, you know what I'm saying, to see if it equates and makes sense. So I'm like, let's see what kind of deals they letting go through. Are they lenient? Just like in a basketball game, some referees call hard fouls, some referees let them play. We don't know if this guy from the Major League Baseball is going to just let the players play and rubber stamp these deals that come through. He could just rubber stamp everything that go through and just, you know what I'm saying, I don't want no court cases. Or this dude could be just hard and like, no, bro, that ain't fair labor. Okay, you don't have enough media followers for this deal. That makes no sense for how many, you got 500 followers. So how you getting $3 million deals? You don't even have the social media reach. And you're in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, which the market is not that big. It's not as big as Ohio State market. So how are you getting something comparable to this player? What I'm saying is, I'm okay with what Hugh them are doing. Do I like it? No, I don't like it. I don't like it, but I'm okay with it because I would rather them to wait and see what kind of deals are coming through and how this thing, see how it works first before you start committing all this money. If you're on the low end, you can always go back to a Jair Edwards and say, hey man, I'm gonna pay, we good. I'm gonna pay you double what Bama paid.
Nah, that's not gonna happen. See,
it happened with Perry Thompson.
That's not about to happen.
It happened with Perry Thompson. It happened with Joe. It happened with Perry Thompson. He was committed to Alabama. DeMarcus Riddick rode to A-Day with Nick Saban. Joe Phillips said he was committing to Georgia, and Auburn came in and swooped in and got him. What I'm saying, bro, for me, with Hugh Freeze them, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna ride with them, man. Until they prove me different.
It's not about to happen for the simple fact because these deals, these contracts that are about to go through, are going to be multi-year contracts. They're not going to be just a 1-year type deal where guys, you're not going to see the Nico situation every single year. You're not going to see a 1-year deal and then Nico comes back and be like, all right, let's re-up. No, these are going to be year-long. These are going to be multi-year contracts, 2, maybe 3-year type deals with an opt-out clause probably after the second year. If I had to guess. So if legally binding things go into effect August 1st, if that happens, now like you brought up Jair Edwards as an example. I don't know what Jair Edwards did, but let's just say Jair Edwards is gonna get $3 million over 3 years.
Okay,
that's $1 million a year.
Okay,
there's an opt-out clause after year 2.
Okay,
we're just using whole round numbers. That's a legally binding agreement. So guess what? For 3 years, well, at least for 2 years, you can't say nothing to that man.
Okay,
you can't touch that man at all. So Auburn Auburn can't double back and be like, all right, man, we'll pay you double. Okay, because guess what? That's called tampering. And that's part of what NIL is part of. So if that's the question, no. So if my thing is this, man, in this particular age of recruiting and everything that's going on now, you're gonna have to get guys. Because just like any other business deal, the business deals are always done before they're announced and things and stuff like that. Or before the date that a lot of people and all types of stuff like that. You're gonna have to get these deals done in the summer before the physical year. We're assuming it's August 1st. You're gonna have to do that before that date to get guys on board by then. I'm just saying, because if that's the case,
okay, okay.
I'm West again. That's all.
Let me give you a rebuttal to that. I'm gonna give you 2 things.
Okay,
if Alabama with these, like they're up to like 5 or 6 5-stars, and you say if they sign them all to multi-year deals, guess what's gonna happen next year in the 27 class? They're not gonna sign 5-stars, so Auburn can sign them.
Why wouldn't they?
Because you got to retain the ones you already have. Those going,
but you're not. They're on multi-year deals.
They're gonna be counting against your cap though.
Yeah,
you're not. You know what I'm saying? Those days,
27. These are totally.
But you're signing for 3 years, so he's gonna count against the cap for 3 years, just like in the NFL.
That money, when you money can still roll over. And
when you
step
right, when you
the cap keeps getting bigger.
So what I'm saying, it's not going. What I'm saying though, if you start signing, once you sign a bunch of players to a multi-year deal, it's gonna eat up your cap. So at some point, you're not gonna keep being able to sign 5 5-stars, 6 5-stars, because they're gonna, all of them are gonna start going against your cap.
But
if you're gonna sign them, I'm speaking to the multi-year thing.
when you look at the numbers, if I'm signing, okay, and if my numbers are correct, right now it's 20.5 million. Next year is like 23 million. The year after that, it's like 26 million, if I'm not mistaken. I think you go up by 3 million or something like that every year. So if you're signing a guy right now in the 26 class to a 3-year deal, maybe with an opt-out clause after 2, right? If you sign him to 2, now you're looking at this saying, okay, in 2 years, I'm gonna have $26 million in the cap room. So I'm already basically saying by this time, I'm gonna have 26 plus whatever's rolled over that I can still use, plus whatever's in the collective that I can use, because I still got collective money there. So they have guys in there, if they like the NFL, if they doing things like the NFL, they have a cap guy in there basically saying, all right, in 2 years, this is how much money we have. So this is how much money I can spend on the 27 class, knowing that the cap is going to gradually go up and things and stuff like this and stuff like that. Because by year 3, that 20 million, what you pay that guy 20 million, that's going to be nothing compared to what you're going to be able to pay another guy by the time you get
the salaries are going to go up too, Nick.
But
the salaries are going to increase.
The cap is going up as well too.
Yeah, so it's going to just go up like this because the salaries are going to go up with the cap. It's not like the salaries are going to stay the same and the cap is
I'm not saying the salaries are going to stay the same, but the cap is moving too. So if the cap is moving, you sit here looking at it saying, all right, cool, I can spend this, so I can still go out and get. If I'm getting 5 stars in this class, I can still probably get 4 in this class, because if I'm getting 4 in this 27 class, guess what? By 29 after that opt out, guess what? The cap going to be 30 million. So I'm sitting here looking at it like, all right, cool, it is what it is. More than likely, they're gonna probably opt out anyway and try to ask for something more or hit the transfer portal if they ain't playing. So I'm just saying.
Okay, so you just gonna train up players for like a couple years and then just let them go. You're not gonna try to re-sign them.
That's what
you see what I'm saying.
Clause means.
No.
Option to opt out.
I know, but I'm saying, so you're not gonna even try to sign them. Because if you try to sign them, their salary is going to increase and eat up the cap.
But if the player has the option to opt out, the institution has no hold over that.
No, I'm saying, but what I'm saying is you're not going to let all of your players opt out. Some of them you're going to resign, so you're going to resign them at a higher salary. You see what I'm saying? So in that case, if it was like that, bro, it's like no one in the NFL will ever be in salary cap trouble, and people are always in salary cap trouble because they're overspending.
No, they're not. The NFL has a hard cap.
No, but I'm saying a lot of.
If you said the NBA, the NBA.
No. I'm not saying going over the cap, but I'm saying in salary cap trouble where, okay, we're up against the cap, bro, and we just paid Dak Prescott all these millions of dollars, and now we can't go anywhere in free agency and get anyone because we're strapped. You know, I'm not saying over the cap. I'm just saying we're at the limit where it's like, okay, dude, we can't sign a class with 10 people this time because we're up against the cap. I think that's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen
because you gotta look, because you also gotta look at the fact as well too. If you playing with a cap like this, with the cap continuously growing, you're more than likely going to have attrition on the roster because guys aren't going to be playing. They're going to test the portal anyway because they're going to try to go somewhere. And you're going to have guys graduate and guys going to the league and things and stuff like that. So if that's the case, guess what? You just opened up a lot more money in your cap to go out and sign more guys in that class. So I'm just saying, it's just, I mean, the whole narrative for this is my thing when it comes back to Auburn. Okay. I just feel as if now in this era of college football, with the way this recruiting is going, you have to be aggressive if you're going to be signing smaller classes and not these 30 plus classes and stuff like that. 27, 30 plus guys in a class. You're going to have to be strategic, and you're going to have to be for sure about the guys that you're going after. If they are if they are blue chip type guys, and for sure that you're going to land them, because if you don't, a lot of those guys are now going to be stratified across a lot of different programs. And then when it comes down time to fill out a class, you're going to be getting a lot of guys that are not considered blue chip type guys. That's all I'm saying.
I got you. I mean, it's a great just conversation, man. I love it. We on different sides of the coins. You think they should go hard and be aggressive? I don't. I think they should proceed with caution. We'll see. And you know what I'm saying? We'll see. Let's catch up, Nick, and let's get out of here.
Yeah, it's almost 2 hours.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, it's just a good conversation, man. I knew we were gonna be here forever, but that's a good conversation. I bet those guys that left the people behind the scenes. Yeah, he was waxing historic, man. I think I'm with your DC about the NIL deals. It's already confusing as it is.
It is confusing. I ain't gonna lie.
My man is in too deep like LL Cool J. He went deep today.
He ain't too deep like Mekhi Phife.
Yeah. This all boils down to Alabama doing great in recruiting and us not so much. Tell me I'm lying. Brando, man, I like the reason they saying is just it doesn't point to that. You know what I'm saying? And this is a thing where it's just, bro, we just gonna have to wait and see, and none of us will know until we see. But go ahead, Nick, catch us up, bro, and we're gonna get out of
here. By the way, Nick, I know my lives be random. That's why I need questions from the audience. I'm doing all this on the fly. I have decided to start a format sheet. So don't get out, so I don't get out point. All right. Brando from Connie, she said it's not that the team's doing great. AU is last in the SEC, and if and in the 80s nationally, it's ridiculous. What AU is doing 2 years from now, it could be a problem unless we rate the Porter. That's the thing. Branding is branding. Shout out to Jeremiah.
There you go. Jermaine Mills.
Jermaine Mills. Branding is about branding. Do your school have a large enough brand to get your players legit endorsement offers from a Cash App, from a Pepsi? That's an interesting one. That's interesting. Right, so, bro. Nick looked like he was Nick looked like he went through every emotion on the spectrum doing this show. Bama 5 Adams says Bama have top NIL according to On3 nationally, and Auburn is middle of the SEC. Okay, man. Who is a good one? Who determines fair market value though?
The people, that guy, that guy, and the people.
That's a lot of power for one guy,
right? That's what I'm saying. That guy,
a lot of power for one guy,
but he's worked in the major league doing the same.
But that's a lot of power for one guy.
I know.
Normally, how market value is fair is based on what the cap is. So basically, that's how it is. You basically look at positions. That's why the quarterback is paid so much. That's why the defensive end is paid so much. That's why you see these guys. That's why you see stars getting money. That's why you see these supermax deals if you hit certain metrics in the NBA.
But see, this is the thing. It's not just in college football. If it was just that, it would be simple, and you could promise money. But in college, no. But in college, it's more than just your position and being slotted like the NFL does. In college, bro, they're literally gonna look at the deal and see if your reach deserves the money. I've never.
That's unfair. Because if that's the case, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander does not deserve $71 million a year. Then, if that's the case,
what I'm saying,
just being honest.
No, what I'm saying though, bro, is like you with their fair market is different from college, man. If just say for instance, if I own a dealership and I want to pay a kid who is a no-star athlete, right? And I want to pay him $1 million to come.
That's different.
Follow what I'm saying. That's a
different example.
That's what I'm saying. That's the difference. Yeah, that's the difference in college football and NBA. No one is going to regulate an NBA player from doing 1,000 brand deals and question how much a brand is paying him. I've never heard of what they're about to do. And we all agree that it's crazy that you have an oversight regulating how much work someone should do for how much money someone is going to give someone. I've never heard of this, man.
It doesn't make sense. The NFL does it. The NFL, but see,
not on brand deals.
That's what I was getting to.
If Jordan want to sign with Nike, they not gonna step in and be like, "Well, you can't pay him $30 million. He's not worth that."
That's my point. In the NFL, crazy. Like in the NFL, when it comes to the actual game of football, like there are metrics to where if you hit certain things, you get paid this, or you get deducted this if you do this. Not anything outside what you do of that organization.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy.
If you have a oversight committee basically saying that guy right there only got 1,200 followers, but y'all paying him $800,000, that doesn't match up. That's wrong.
Yeah,
that's wrong.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's wrong. That is not what that's supposed to be. But hey, it is what it is.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what's different. Who determines fair market value? Is NIL goal is going to determine the fair market value for everybody, and that's why I'm saying you don't know how they're gonna determine if it's gonna be a hard determination or a soft determination. You have no idea. It makes sense to kind of.
This is a very good economic thought. Is this more Keynesian economics to where you have somebody coming in stabilizing the market and basically saying what this guy's worth, or is it more of market correction to where the market sets the market itself? I don't know.
I think they're trying to quote unquote correct the market.
I mean, at first, here's my thought process on this. At first, I agree. I understand them trying to come in and try to set some parameters on what it is, because if you have people coming out here off top, just basically saying, I'm gonna pay a interior guard $6 million. That's crazy. Like if you got that, if you have something like that. Here's the thing: if it was me, if I was in charge, I would do an NFL like model. You look at the positions that impact the game a lot. Even though all positions impact the game, we know quarterback, left tackle, pass rushers, cornerbacks, wide receivers. We know that those 5 positions are the guys that normally get paid on a team.
Okay,
that's where I start. You can look at those positions and be like, all right, how much percentage do we need? And this is probably more on the institutional level than anything. But you look at it and be like, these are the positions where we're gonna end up potentially paying guys that need to come in and help our team win. Everyone else we can fit in around the cap. Just based off you basically take an NFL-like approach and you just look at it and you just be like, all right, a left tackle in the NFL is getting paid this much percentage of a cap. All right, so let's look over here and see what we can fit over here. Quarterback is getting paid this much percentage of a cap. Okay, let's try to figure out how that correlates to our cap and stuff like that. Pass rusher is getting paid this much percentage. Okay, how do we focus that around this cap? If that equals up to, I don't know, 49% of your cap, now guess what? You go out and in that and whatever that money is, you determine how you want to spend that money. If 10% of that 49% of your cap says you need to go out and get a quarterback, go out and find the best quarterback that you can find for that class.
That's exactly what Auburn is doing. That's what Hugh Freeze say they are doing. He was like, bro, we're taking care of our people on the roster now. And he was like, that's why he was like, right now, if you think about it, it makes sense. Right now, dude, they don't need a receiver. Not, you know what I'm saying? They don't need a high profile receiver that they're going to pay $1 million.
If that's the case,
because think about this. If they got a guy, which he said on paper, no one is leaving. We know Eric Singleton is probably going to go to the NFL, but on paper, if they all come back, what would be the sense in paying a 5-star wide receiver $1.5 million to sit on the bench behind Cam Coleman, Eric Singleton, Simmons, and all these cats? It doesn't make financial sense.
It does make sense because it
doesn't make financial sense.
It does, because you can structure the deal. You can structure the deal to where you progressively pay him over time.
No, you can't. Not with no 5-star. You're not structuring nothing with no 5-star. You're gonna pay him what he deserve, bro. Now you're not gonna structure nothing for a 5-star receiver,
it's done
bro.
all the time.
Why you not? You gonna pay a 5-star what he deserves?
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Do you think incrementally?
So let me ask you a question. So do you think? I'm gonna just ask you this. So you think
this is great. Go ahead.
So you think Dak Prescott's deal? You think Dak Prescott is getting $50 million a year?
Do I think he's getting $50 million?
His deal. This is Dak's. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Dak's deal is like $240 million, but like $240 million, but a majority of it is guaranteed up front. I think like $100+ million is guaranteed up front, but then like his average salary is $50 million a year. Do you think Dak is getting $50 million a year?
I don't know, man. I have no idea.
Dak is not getting $50 million a year.
I have no clue.
Dak is getting a lot of that money. A lot of that money isn't guaranteed money that was paid to him up front that he got at the time he was signed. A lot of what is attributed to the cap of what he's gonna get is spaced out over time. He's got most of his money up front already. So my thing is the way that the deal is structured matters. If I give a guy $2 million over a 3-year period, I can be like, all right, man, in year 1, I'm gonna give you $400,000, and then it progressively goes up year 2 and year 3.
You're not gonna handle no
still gonna get all your money
like that, bro.
You still gonna get all your money.
No 5-star recruit like that, bro. A 5-star recruit pretty much gonna be telling you what the parameters of the deal is. Man, you better believe that, bro. You better believe that, bro. You like, bro, does my deal sound good to you? Bro, Nick Saban, a 5-star coach. Kirby Smart, a 5-star coach. Do you think you're going to go in a negotiation and be telling them what you going to give them?
Yeah, man, but that's
his agent going to come to you and say, this is what we want. Are we leaving?
Yeah, you get what you want, but it don't matter how you get it. If it don't matter how it's structured, as long as you getting all your money.
Yes, man, it does.
So the structure doesn't matter as long as you getting all your money.
It
doesn't matter.
Man. It matters to
so you would rather
it matters to it matters to a 5-star kid, man, who family need the money. You're not gonna give him no $400,000 when this other school is gonna give him $1 million.
I didn't say that. I said I literally just sat here and said if you're gonna get $2 million over 3 years, you can structure the contract however to where they can still get their full money, where it progressively gets more over the next couple of years. So if you be like, if we're worried about the cap, you can be like, all right, man, this is what we're gonna do. I give you $400,000 in your freshman year. We'll give you $400,000 and we'll break that down into 12 or 6 payments to you over a period of time where you get your $400,000. The next season, it will go up to $800,000. And then guess what? The next season you're gonna get $800,000 more, because guess what? That's gonna equal your $2 million.
Okay.
So I mean, like, it's
so what you gonna do with Texas A&M? Be like, bro, we'll give you $2 million. We'll just give it up to you, all up to you up front.
It's the same
he gonna
money.
Go to Texas
if you want to go there, go there.
He's gonna go to Texas A&M. I'd rather have my $2 million.
But you still gonna get all your money.
But I'd rather get all your money. Nick, I would rather get my whole check than get my boss to pay me incrementally over 6 months. Like, bro, give me my whole check, bro.
So you really think the dude from Texas Tech is getting $5.1 million up front?
No, I don't.
My point exactly. It's structured over a 3-year period. What's the difference? He's still gonna get all his money.
But no other school is probably gonna give him $5 million.
Okay, even a $2 million deal, you still gonna get all your money.
Yeah. I mean, we just
I don't understand the difference. Just because I'm getting it up front don't mean I'm not gonna get it on the back end.
I got you.
I'm just saying that just don't. I just okay. Okay. All right.
I got you, bro. I got you. Let's do the easy. Get out of here, man. We have this has been a discussion, bro. All we need is Hugh Freeze and Cohen to come in and talk, get on a 4-way with us and like really get down. Who determines fair market? Clean box Chevy and Vestavia Hills is a different value than Montgomery Bankhead. I agree. But we answered that question.
Not the box.
It seems like third parties have to pay these kids NIL for commercials, billboards, websites, and et cetera, not just pay them to come to their local school. Exactly.
That part. Yeah.
Lawsuit NIL gonna get sued for violating basic contract law. We don't doubt that. Tight. Bama top 5 NIL. Musty, them box Chevys do be clean. Man, so tampering isn't Florida offering Cam Coleman millions to transfer from Auburn when he wasn't in the transfer portal. Hey, that's tampering. And we just had a school who was suing Miami. I think it was. Was it in Nebraska?
No, it was
it Nebraska suing Miami? We got already a school suing another school.
It was in Nebraska or Wisconsin. It was one of them.
Maybe Wisconsin. Yeah, somebody's suing somebody for tampering. For sure, Huggy, but I'll take a clean Regal or Cutlass.
Buddy, hey,
oh, hell mercy! I can't wait.
Or a bubble top. What about a bubble top?
Okay. Ty said, "Good luck with it in court, man." We don't doubt it's gonna have lawsuit, man. Players do go to the draft and graduate to open up cap space each year. Zero room for error.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, how about a CBA for the players? That way you can set a real cap. That's really is the only thing that's gonna solve everything. Mustard can't go wrong with either. What's up, OG22? Welcome in, man. We've been in here, man. We've been putting in work today, talking about this cap stuff and Hugh Freeze. They got us in here like working a full-time job today. OG22, man. Glad you in. No, we don't suck, man. I don't think we suck, man. I think Nick do. Nick think we suck.
Right
Some
now,
people think we suck. I don't think we suck, OG Musty. I'm on the positive side.
We're gonna win 10 games.
Okay. By the way, we like those longer shows are fire. Okay, I bet.
Bro.
He say he agree, man. You're 100% with tight. Okay. King Richard does. Boy of the quarter outlawed the 5-year limit. These NIL goal will be
that
trash.
part too. That part too. That is if they
that's
out
another thing,
that
man.
5 years. Yeah, that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, Ty said, "What's up, Jermaine?" What else, man? So are we saying if they are not a blue chip player, you are not going to get a foot in these bigger schools?
No, what I'm saying is at this point in time right now, like we this is my thought process. I think that because of the structure of what it is now, a lot of top guys are just going to want to get it over with before their senior year, which is what you've seen a lot of guys do. A lot of guys are reclassifying and they're committing before the season starts. And wherever they commit to with these agreements, what they're going to do is these agreements are going to bound them to schools for multi-years, 2-3 years. What I think is going to happen is you're going to have a lot of 3-year contracts with an opt-out after the second year is what I think is going to happen, and things, stuff like that. And so now once those guys are signed to those schools, they can't get out of it because now you're in a legally binding agreement with that guy until after that second year, at least, when they can opt out or the school can opt out, a player option or team option, if you want to look at it like that. So, I mean, I think you have to be aggressive at this time now with a lot of top guys because that's where a lot of the schools are trying to get a lot of the talent from because as we've seen, if you have those type of guys on there, guess what? You more than likely to have a chance to win a national championship. This is why we talk about blue chip ratio a lot. So once those blue chips are stratified across a bunch of schools, they're not going to be able to move legally. And you're not going to see a lot of flipping because they're going to be legally bonded to contracts with schools and stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. And then once that happens, you're going to have a very broad basket of guys who are not considered to be blue chip recruits or lower blue chip recruits and things and stuff like that. So it is what it is.
Jermaine said, "What's up, tight? Just keeping up on some good content. How are you, my brother? Appreciate that, Jermaine. That's your dealership. Whose business is it? What you pay to anyone? Come on, son. I agree with you, tight. We agree on that. Sounds like we're going to court. Yes. Supply side. Yes.
Kings. Economic thought.
Okay. Supply. Okay. I got you. Going back to that. Yeah. I agree that it is way too much power for one person to say who gets paid what. For what? That sounds like it needs to be a community and not one individual. He's just heading it. He's a CEO. I'm sure he's going to have a bunch of people working with him. Compare players in Kentucky to players in Florida. Where do you start? Tight says, no, DC, I cannot believe you're saying you don't need recruits. What? No, I say you do need recruits, but I'm like, we're dealing with money now. You know what I'm saying? This is not a recruiting issue. It's a money cap issue. Has nothing to do with recruiting. You need recruits and you need to stack them. But you need to stack 5-star recruits at every position when you can. But it's like dealing with this salary cap doesn't look like teams are going to be able to do that. So no, you need recruits, man. The children need a collective bargaining agreement. Yes, great show, fellas. Appreciate it, man. Bubba Chevers are nice, but your boy Currency got me Impalas. Okay. We got to have a foolishness stream where we just talk about anything. Join us on Wednesday. Join us on Wednesday for Iron Bowl debate, man. Wild 2-hour show. That's what's up, man. Me and Nick been here working today, busted. That's what my lives are about. Random topics that go beyond sports. By the way, I answered your questions on my last lives. Okay. Yeah. King Richards. This is the last one. Okay. If I pay you for a job that will take 3 hours to do, I am not going to pay you up front for the whole job. It will be given in increments. Okay. I guess he agreeing with you, Nick. He agreeing with you. That's not how 5 stars work, though, brother. That's not how college football is working right now, man. A lot of kids getting paid. A lot of kids getting paid and they haven't even seen the field yet. So I agree with you on that. I would too. You know, that's how the real world works. But the world of college football, man, cats are getting $2 million and haven't even thrown a football on the field yet, man. Think Deuce Knight has not played in a game yet, bro. And you know what I'm saying? He getting his money. I don't know how much of his money he getting, but he's getting money. He hasn't played in a Auburn uniform yet. Like, think, you know what I'm saying? This is not the real world, college football. Nick, what can they find you? This was great. I learned a lot today.
Water Cooler Talk Sports on YouTube. You can find us there. Water Cooler Talk Sports on Twitter at CoolestPod23. Please go on YouTube, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when we post more videos and go live. We go live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Water Cooler Talk Sports on YouTube and at CoolestPod23 on Twitter. We appreciate you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I love the sign, man. I love that. For the record, old Huggy still colder than the Eskimos rocking chair. Okay. Y'all keep an eye open. I'm going live closer to 8 tonight. Come ask some questions. And he says, Nick on the sideline sending That's what, man. Y'all can find me at Auburn _Addicts on all platforms. Man, put us in the Guinness Book of World Records for this show. Thank y'all for hanging with us, man. We had a great time. Learned a lot today at Auburn Addicts-TV. If you want to catch me on YouTube, tell your friends and family about us. And, man, make sure you check them out. Like, subscribe, bro. And we are out of here. Peace. Thank y'all, man.
Peace.